plus a business value calculator so you can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, all your policies in one place. Go to supersure.com. That's supersure.com.
Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
The Red Sox just did the thing every fan dreams about. They changed the question. A few weeks ago, it was, who are they selling? Now it's, who should they add? Bradfo here. That's what happens when you stop talking about a turnaround and start stacking wins. I know a little bit about changing the question. 8 years ago, mine was, can I actually lose 50 pounds with a Awaken 180? I did. Now the question is, how have I kept those 50 pounds off for 8 years? Not by white-knuckling dry salads or pretending every day went perfectly. When life got messy or a few pounds tried creeping back, I had a place to go. People who knew my history and a plan that changed before a small slump became a full rebuild. That's free support for life. You don't have to start over. You make an adjustment and keep playing. Search Awaken 180 on your phone and simply tap to call. Awaken180weightloss.com, the official weight loss program of the Boston Red Sox.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
You have been listening to the Nissan Postgame Show. Nissan makes cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. You have been listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. The Red Sox on WEEI are brought to you by Shaw's and Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network. Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Subaru of New England. Don't miss the Subaru of New England A Lot to Love event.
23-year-old Clay Buchholz has no hit the Baltimore Orioles.
Nissan. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com. Arbella, here for good.
He looks up. Adios, Abreu.
By Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Ford Trucks, official truck of the Boston Red Sox.
Tech and A-Rod are having words, and now they're in a fight.
Sponsored by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. 110 Grill. Visit any of their 33 locations all throughout New England. McFarland Energy, the region's most dependable provider of home heating oil delivery, as well as expert HVAC services.
Way back by the wall. Off the wall, the Red Sox win.
Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers, Boston's go-to injury attorney for over 30 years. TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. Dig Safe. Click DigSafe.com or call 811 before you dig.
Way back! Grand slam!
Interlock Metal Roofing. Visit NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com and never re-roof again. North Shore Adult Diapers. For even the heaviest control problems, visit NorthShore.com. By VisitMaine.com. Veterinary Emergency Group. Sponsored by Veg. ER for Pets. The official emergency veterinarian group of Red Sox Radio.
Two-run homer!
Is everything. Download the Bet365 app and lock in your picks before the game begins. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in select states only.
1-1. Chapman throws. Alonso swings and rips one too short. Backhanded by Chang. He plants. He throws to first. In time! Ball game over! The Red Sox have tied the record going back to 1901. 15 wins in a row. They win it here today, 6-3. There is magic in the air at Fenway Park.
This is Rich and Ken with Ted Johnson on WEEI.
Well, I got to tell you this, Teddy. There was just way too much at stake to have Rich present today. Couldn't put him in here today. So he's gone. And I'm getting a horrible echo.
It's really bad right now. We're going to have to gut through this and be pros here, I think.
Oh, boy, that is tough. Stiz, while we do that, do you have another play of the game? Because I'm going to make a change to something going on here and make some amends. I mean, I'm sure there are some Wilgasms from this game that we can get to.
I'd say plenty.
So cue one of those up, and I'm going to make a quick change.
How about a say Don Homer?
There you go.
There we go.
Kramer's pitch hit high in the air to left center by Rafaela. Back up into the breeze and gone just over the monster seats in left center. Just over the wall into the front row of the monster seats for Rafaela. And the Red Sox lead 6-2. Hit the ball in the air if you can today. If you hit it hard enough, it's going to carry out of here. And if it stays on the field to play, there's a chance the other team isn't going to catch it with the wind and the sun such as it is.
Looks like he got himself a hanging curveball, 1-0 curveball, upper in quadrant, got the barrel through. He loves that part of the zone.
Well, there you go. So you deserve a car that thrills you, and Nissan's got an exciting full line that'll put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store at nissanusa.com today. It is Rich and Ken and Ted Johnson. No Rich today. All from the Ford Clubhouse Fenway studio, presented by your New England Ford dealers and employee pricing for all. You pay what we pay. Ford, the official vehicle of Major League Baseball and that dirty water. So, Ted, they're at 15, which is obviously incredible, to overuse an adjective that's been thrown out a lot. Do they got to win? Do they need one more? Do they need the 16th to make it really meaningful, or is this good enough, tying the streak?
I think they've shown that this is legit. This isn't fluky. That what the way they're winning is different ways. Someone's stepping up every single time. I think I heard Sean McDonough after the game say that 8 different guys have had game-winning RBIs during this streak, right? Pitchers are stepping up. I mean, you have different guys in the lineup that are stepping up. So there's nothing really fluky. So to me, this is – I don't know if they don't have to win 16 in a row to validate these last 15 wins is my point. So it is absolutely incredible. You're kind of looking for – them to kind of let go of the rope. There's opportunities. Hey, they got rained out last night. Maybe they come out. They're not as focused today. I mean, they come out 4 runs in the first inning, Ken, and they're ready to go. You can just tell the emotion is flowing through this team. They're getting caught up in what they're doing. The synergy between the fans and the players is palatable. And I just think
your son and his kids were just in here. They had gone tarps off in the middle of the game. They're here in a downpour. I mean, talk about vibing.
Dude, Charles Johnson gets on the big screen, so it's because of his dance moves. So that was cool. But yeah, it's just, to me, there is. It's funny. I mean, you listen to some of the vernacular being used from people that cover this team. It's like, 4 or 5 games ago they were saying, so this is special, and now they're at 15. So I mean, what is it now if it was 4 or 5 games ago? So it is incredible what they're doing, and it doesn't feel fluky at all to me, Ken.
Well, it doesn't, except for the fact that sometimes you do look at the lineup and you're like, wait a minute, this is basically the same group that we were calling the worst Sox team in our lifetime, and
a month ago.
Either you feel bad about ripping them the way we did. I mean, I feel a little bit of remorse, but that's what they were playing. That's what we were seeing, so it's hard to feel too bad. And then you start to extrapolate for the future and think, is this sustainable? They got a lot of young pitchers, and oh, by the way, they're going for number 16 tonight and no Ranger Suarez. So of all the people that have stepped up throughout the streak, they get another Eduardo Rivera spot start tonight, and probably my man Brian Bayo, baby Pedro, going on tonight.
As long as he's not starting the game, I'm okay. I mean, he came in middle relief the last time he was out there, and he did excellent.
So, I mean, do you believe beyond a shadow of a doubt? Obviously, they're only 4 games up over 500 for the whole year. But when you say that it's not a fluke, you think now this is the team that we're going to see in the postseason, not the team, not anything close to what we saw at the beginning.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine. I think that's the biggest question, though, that on people's minds, Ken, is what happens when Trevor Story comes back? What happens if Roman Anthony comes back? What does this team look like? I don't feel like that's going to be a big concern. I think they're going to love the ones they're with. When you have this much data and this kind of, you look at TC Chang, how he's performing, how he's playing in place of Trevor Story. I'm sorry, they're going to find Trevor Story. I just can't see him breaking the lineup if TC Chang keeps playing the way he's playing. Guys, Anthony Siegler, they've earned their opportunities. These guys have proven since being called up that they can get the job done. So to me, you're not going to mess with what they have right now. What they have, and you look at it and you go, wow, Connor Wong, TC Chang. I mean, Romy Gonzalez. Does that those guys in the lineup really scare you? You know what? They've been more than serviceable, and they seem to fit the pieces of the rest of the roster. So why not? When you consider they swept the Rays, who won the previous two series before they played the Red Sox.
You're not going to mess with what
the
they have right now. What they have, and you look at it and you go,
impressive.
wow, Connor Wong, TC Chang, I mean, Romy Gonzalez.
And then they go play.
Does that
the Orioles?
Those guys in the lineup really scare you?
Before they started this series,
they've been more than serviceable, and they
have beaten them
seem to
2 games
fit
in a
the
row.
pieces.
So the Orioles and the Tampa Bay Rays, who the last 2 teams they've been playing, have been coming into these series against the Red Sox, playing really good baseball, and the Red Sox have been putting them down.
Good point. And Tampa was a 4-game series, and you had the White Sox before the All-Star break, so it's something to behold. So Chad Tracy's Red Sox, his magic continues. The manager just spoke. Let's listen in to some of the post-game comments here from our Ford Clubhouse Fenway Studios. Chad Tracy just a bit ago after the Red Sox 15th straight 6-3 win.
Jump on top early there.
Yeah, the first inning was tremendous. So, I mean, Jake, we'll start there. He was outstanding. They took good swings. The top of their order has been for most of the series, so there was some spots there that he had to work through, but just a really, really good outing. I mean, at the first 30 pitches, he threw almost every pitch for a strike, so he set the tone, and obviously getting the 4 runs in the first inning, giving him some cushion, let him work with that, with the back end looming was awesome. So it was a great effort.
Did this one feel any different knowing there's an 80-year franchise milestone on the line?
I think they know. Yeah, I mean, the fact that we've reached that, it's a pretty amazing accomplishment. So that being said, we got another game to play, and we got to get ready to go out there and play again.
I think I know the answer to this, but if you allowed yourself, with the time constraints that you have, the opportunity to meander in 1946 and just look at the roster and anything?
I've read some stuff. I know Ted Williams was around back then, and so I know I'm aware of the year and how long it's been, and it's cool. They've accomplished something. They've accomplished something great. So it's awesome. But I don't want to say but we have to turn the page now and go get ready to play another one.
Chad, when you guys come off from the clubhouse, is there a couple extra minutes of?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Between the staff, and we're realizing that the guys are going crazy in the locker room. They always do, but even more emphasis right now with what we're going through. So everybody enjoys it for sure. And then, we'll go back down and give it 15 minutes and start preparing for the next one.
Did you say a little something to the group?
I don't think I need to. No, we've gone through a lot, and they're well aware of what's going on, and don't have to say much right now to get them fired up.
Chad, guys were kind of puttering along there for a bit, not just the 15 in a row, but I think it's 25 out of 20, whatever it is.
Yeah.
What do you kind of attribute this all to?
A lot of things. I mean, even if you do a lot of things right in this game, it's not easy to win that many games. 25, whatever it is, even not counting the streak, it's not easy to do that. But I just think that I've said it a few times this week, just the differences and the things we're doing offensively and creating. We did it again today. They score, we lose one in the sky and it drops in and we get it right back. Things like that, and execution on the offensive side, getting the ball in play with the bases loaded, stringing at-bats together. There's just a vast difference in the quality of the at-bat throughout the lineup from the first inning all the way through the ninth, and that's made a huge difference.
Chad, when you guys were 14 games under 500, there was a lot of noise, obviously. Fans are passionate. Sometimes that shows up in different forms. What's it say about your group that you were able to turn this around, turn the season around, and go on this type of stuff?
Yeah, I just think more than anything, what it says is when we're going through that and we were in that period, that and where the date was, and with all the noise, and as you know, you're creeping towards the break and the deadline, that it's very easy in those moments to get distracted mentally and just kind of, I don't want to say wave the white flag, but just be like, it's too much to overcome, and they didn't. They just keep going. They keep trying to get better, and they listen. And the coaches bring things to them, and they bring things to us. And it was like everybody's mind always, even with the struggles around how do we make it better. And that's been the case since day one. So and they've found a way to make it better.
Did you think a streak like this was possible when you were 14 games under 500?
I thought I said it numerous times. You guys heard me say it. Like, what does it require? It requires us to go on a run. Did I mean 15 wins in a row? No, I didn't think that's not what I was talking about. But I did say with where the American League was at, that a lot of teams have some type of hot streak, and if you can go 10 out of 12 or something like that, you'd look up and be right back in the race. The mindset was that. It still is that, even despite 15. That's great, but the mindset is still on, we have to keep playing this way and make the playoffs. So I did think that if we could get it turned, but it was just up against it on we needed to do it then and now, and they did it.
What are you doing pitching-wise tonight?
Rivera will start game 2.
Suarez not being activated?
Suarez will not be activated, yeah. Doing a little bit better, but not good enough for us to put him out there yet.
Who will be the 27th?
Gamboa will be the 27th man.
Suarez, is it more the illness or
more the illness? Yeah, more the illness. The combination of that and coming off that, if he's weak, we don't want him out there, and it's just not appropriate yet. So hopefully, very soon after, we'll be able to have him, and we'll just keep checking in on him tomorrow with the off day and see how he's doing.
Chad, with being in the game your whole life, 126 years of this franchise, to be tied for the most consecutive wins, kind of step back a little bit and say it's kind of one of those amazing baseball streaks. How do you look at it from a baseball lifer perspective?
Yeah, I mean, when you hear that, it's the ball. Say it's the most in franchise history, and you're talking about a franchise that's been around for a very long time. So it's an amazing thing. They should, like I said, they should relish in that. That your names are going to be forever etched right at the top of that list for what they've done. So believe me, I know I've kept it pretty low key, but that we don't. That's not lost on us what they've done. But we got to keep going. Not yet. We're gonna see what's going on with Ranger.
Is he ready to pitch him tonight?
It's possible.
Jay's in the last 2 games were pretty unbelievable plays. How much is his defense?
He's been phenomenal. I saw that in Worcester. He's a very rangy player, instinctual player, good first step. Obviously, the play the other night was tremendous. That play today was hard. That ball was hit hard, and he had to. If he comes this way, it's probably going to eat him up. But he understands. He has got a little time to get that ball across the diamond, and just a really good shortstop, good infielder.
Well, Chad Tracy between games of a doubleheader here where they look to sweep Baltimore tonight and take sole possession, Ted Johnson, of the greatest winning streak in this franchise's history, which would be 16. You, Ted, were a part of a 21-game winning Patriots team.
I was.
I mean, does it feel like that? I mean, that was split up by an offseason, so it was kind of weird, I guess.
It was. So maybe it feels a little bit different. But we'd already won a Super Bowl, so we'd kind of already been an accomplished team. So it really wasn't like the biggest deal because we'd already had success. But for this team, it's got to feel different. And now what's interesting is now, you think, 9 games into this win streak, you kind of got the attention of Red Sox fans. Mm-hmm. Now you have the attention of everybody. Right. So you're not sneaking up on anybody. You're not like, the team that was 14 games back. Now you're, got the 5th best record in the AL.
Yeah, right. That's a good point. You're the talk of baseball. Everybody's got to do some segment on you across the country at every show that's out there.
They're using words like improbable, magical, historical. Can this group handle now the shift in how people view them through this different prism now? People aren't going to be look at them like this is the little engine that could. Now they're going to look at them as viable, kind of contenders in the AL. Are they going to be able to handle the new kind of pressure and expectations that come with that?
Give us your thoughts on the streak, 617-779-7937. Rich and Ken with Ted Johnson. No Rich today. It's Ken and Ted. We are live at our Ford Clubhouse Fenway Studios. Brought to you by your New England Ford dealers and employee pricing for all. You pay what we pay for the official vehicle of Major League Baseball and that dirty water. And in speaking of there are a number of different longest this, longest that, but this one probably is the most impressive other than winning 15, which ties the franchise record. going back to 1946. It's the second longest winning streak in big league history, Ted, by a team that was 11 games under at the beginning of the streak. It trails only the 1916 New York Giants, who won 17 in a row after a 2-13 start. So not only is it the streak, it's the turnaround, right? It's from worst to first, not first, but that's sort of a vibe.
And that late in the season.
I mean, not at the end of the year. There have been some later streaks like this, but pretty incredible. So to the phone lines we go. What do you think of the streak and the turnaround, and what's caused it, and can they do 16 in a row tonight? Let's go to Boston Bar Guy first up. Hey, Boston Bar Guy.
Franchise record. What's up, guys? Unbelievable. Teddy J, you just said something when you said, we got to 9 games, and you're thinking, hey, something could be special there. I just can't even believe it. It's like 15 games in a row, and we're looking for number 16 tonight. It's just I don't want to listen to like everybody say, oh, they could fall apart, whatever. If they win tonight, okay, the season is just so memorable. It's unbelievable, and what these guys are doing. And I wasn't. I was like the rest of them. I'm a diehard, Boston fan through and through. I loved watching you, Daddy. You were the best. But I was like, I moved and I didn't even put Nesson on. I was like, I told my wife, I saved the $30-40. Right, forget it. Right, we moved like a month and a half ago, and all of a sudden I said to her the other day, I go, I think we got to put. And she goes, she's so cool. She goes, you put them on, they're going to lose.
Hey, Boston Beer Guy, let me ask you something. Can I ask you something? What are your expectations of this team now? Like, do you look at this team like in a way that, okay, now you expect them to make noise in the playoffs, or have they kind of just satisfied you just coming back from where they were before? Do you expect more out of them now that you've seen them win 15 in a row?
I look at this like this. I'll respect to Cora, because I did love Corey, and he brought us a championship. But Chad Dick Tracy, like I like to call it, Chad Dick Tracy. Okay, we got a lot of young guys. Okay, and we bring him up. He knows these young guys. He knows what makes them tick, and he is doing an incredible job. And he's so focused in. He's got these guys all focused in. They're having fun, and they're not afraid. They're not afraid to play in Fenway. Okay, but at the beginning of the season, all these young kids, they were a little. Come on, Durbin at third base. This kid, I mean, all of a sudden he's hitting 295. It's like, I just think that that Chad Dick Tracy is just doing a great job. And he's so well spoken. When you guys interview him, he's so well spoken. And I just, Dog, we're gonna win the World Series. Who knows? But hey, let's enjoy it.
Thank you, Bar Guy. Bar Guy.
Right, buddy.
Let's go win the World Series. Hey, the 1946 team made Game 7 of the World Series. Now they had Ted Williams and a few other big names on there.
Big names.
Yeah,
can I comment on Chad Tracy just real quick, if you don't mind? Boston Beer Guy just mentioned, the kind of the even keel way in which Chad Tracy kind of converses, and you go, there's not this dynamic piece to him. He's been the manager here for about 6 weeks, and you go, okay, what is it that stands out about Chad Tracy? The only thing that is kind of like hits you is the consistency in his tonality and the way he delivers his message is the same. You don't pick up any, passive aggressive tone. You don't pick up any disappointment. It's always positive, but not over the top. Always kind of neutral.
Right.
And dude, I think that's kind of his secret sauce.
Yeah,
I think that's what makes him, kind of the right manager for this team.
He's egoless. I think, not to say Cora had like a raging ego that was out of control, but he was the face of the team and he was a force. Right. When he came in here, it was like, oh, it's AC. And I don't know if that distracted from the team in a weird way or the young guys didn't take to it. Whatever it is, Boston Bar Guy is right. They got a lot of young guys and they're playing for him. And Durbin, another huge hit today in the first inning. The guy comes through.
Multi-hit game. Him and Contreras, man.
Yeah. How about he's hit safely in 32 of 45 games. Lorenzo at work. Since May 28th, he's hitting .309 with 20 extra base hits, 9 homers, 28 driven in. 15 multi-game hits. His 15th multi-game hit since May 28th.
He was getting booed, Ken.
Yeah.
I mean, he was, early in his tenure here this year, he was getting booed. He was just I mean, it just was not pretty. I mean, his defense has always been there, but just he really was a liability at the plate. And now, are you kidding me? He's a huge weapon for them at the plate.
Let's go back to the phones. Jason in Portland. Hey, Jason, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, guys? So, listen, we're going to seize this opportunity, right? First time in history, so this thing needs a name. Yeah, like Morgan Magic, right? And I'm thinking, I'm going to spitball this. I'll give you an idea, but then you guys can, talk about it, see if we can create it. But I like the Tracy turnaround because that's pretty much what this season has been. It's a complete 180. And when you look at this team, I think you guys have all, said the same thing already. We don't look at this team anywhere close to we did like 3-4 weeks ago.
I hear you.
It's not just a testament. It's not just a testament to him, but it's a testament to the team.
Yeah, thank you, Jason. Tracy turnaround. It's a little too wordy. You got to have a compound word there. Maybe the Tracy turn, or there's some variation of that.
Syllables.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's been thrown out. That's not a bad one.
It's not a bad one at all. I mean, Rich would love it. Rich.
Yeah. He loves Chad Tracy.
Loves him some Trad Tracy.
Hates Breslow though, right, Stiz?
Oh my God, forget it. He wants him out.
They had the camera on Breslow after the game, and I thought he was containing himself.
Yeah.
I could see like a little smile, like oh my gosh. In Shawshank Redemption, when my guy, Andy Dufresne, he's sitting there on the roof and he's just got this little smirk like the cat that ate the canary. That's kind of what Breslow looked like in the suite after the game.
John Henry, little shot of John in the booth too.
He was very reserved.
Yeah, reserved.
But you know what? Hey, Breslow, my man, he put them on the table. He put those things,
he did.
Big ones on the table, and
Double down.
and bet on himself. And good for him. It's all falling in place for him.
And by the way, Jake Bennett, not officially a quality start today because he didn't make 6 innings, 5 2/3. But still, the guy's ERA is sub-3. Brez traded his 5th best prospect in the offseason for this guy, and at the time it was like, why do you need Jake Bennett? You don't need another starter. You got a bunch of starters.
Ken, that didn't register with anybody.
He's been unbelievable. He's the 5th Red Sox pitcher in team history to have a winning decision in 5 straight games in their first 10 starts. First since Aaron Seeley, 5th straight win now for Jake Bennett. And he's been maybe arguably your best pitcher in the stretch. I guess Sonny Gray probably.
Yeah, and it's crazy how how fearless some of these guys are. I mean, he's for being a young guy, these guys are fearless. I mean, they're
calling him the Pink Panther. Were you a big Pink Panther guy?
I wasn't. And what is a key characteristic of the Pink Panther?
Just like kind of a slow, emotionless walk.
Okay.
Not fazed by anything. He's just under control at all times. Obtuse to the world around him, falling apart. He gets the job done.
Dude, you know what? If whatever it takes to go out and pitch like that, then go in your little bubble. If I was a pitcher, if I was a baseball player, I wouldn't want to have the mentality of a Pink Panther, where I'm just, dude, I'm in this little bubble, and everyone else is on the outside, and I'm on the inside, and nobody can mess up my mojo.
Let's go to Cam in Ludlow. Hey, Cam.
Hi. So obviously the clubhouse vibes are amazing right now. Do you think there's something that Tracy's doing or something that maybe Contreras is doing that has, pre-game that has really, made the guys, cohesive?
Yeah, it's a good question. Contreras, I think Contreras is a huge piece of this, Ted.
He's got to be.
I don't think it was his fight. In fact, we asked Brad for that, who's going to join us here shortly, whether that was a major factor in the turnaround Monday, and Brad pushed back on that. And I think he's right, because it was more of the tragedy, and then his emotion channeling in a right way. Like the fight scared him straight. Hey, I got to be on the field. They still went 5-0 without him. And then remember we had Tracy on, and he was like, yeah, he's our emotional leader. And it's pretty clear he's the leader of the team.
It is. And you know what? And it's just kind of hearing him talk more than – you didn't hear him talk a lot early this season, but now that you hear him more and more, all he talks about is how much he loves play. This is his 11th year in the bigs. He hasn't played for these chump franchises. He's played for the Chicago Cubs,
right,
the St. Louis Cardinals. These are big time brands in Major League Baseball, and he's having more fun playing for the Red Sox this year than he has anywhere. This team, this profile of this team, a lot of hungry guys that have not been established themselves. You need to play with emotion, and he's kind of the emotional flag carrier for this team.
And the winning streak has now hit Dustin Pedroia's jersey number 15. So it's right in the wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Dirt dog mentality.
But you know what? Go for the right. Dude, let's go.
Yeah, you got to get 16.
You got to get 16 now.
Eduardo Rivera for 16 tonight?
Why not?
would you be able to identify him in a lineup?
Hell no. No. But doesn't matter. I mean, you know what? They got everyone else will do their jobs, and they'll pick up wherever, slack they need to.
All right, we got a ton of calls. Let's just stay on. I mean, we got nicknames. We got people talking about the streak. Let's go to Jim in Gloucester. Hey, Jim.
Hey, thanks for taking my call. Ted, you hit the nail on the head there with the emotional part of it. Contreras, he is an emotional leader. And you can see that amongst the guys as this streak's been going on, that they're all, it seems like they're just really into it and having fun. And, our expectations have to have gone up with this happening. I mean, if they make the playoffs with the pitching they have, they got a chance. I'll hang up and listen.
Thanks, Jim. And I do wonder, I know Durbin is now all of a sudden as good as Bregman would have been. Tom Werner made that point, when he met the media. And Bradfo joins us now. However, can you see Byron Buxton sliding in here or somebody like that? One more bat, a name, like a veteran name hitter, my man Jeremy Pena. This team would be legitimate threats to the Dodgers to win it all.
Oh,
yes, they would.
Wow.
They need one big bat. One big bat. That's all you need.
And look at that hat.
And maybe crochet.
Look at that hat on Kent's head.
It's a great hat.
He's never worn it more proudly. Baseball is indeed not boring.
No, it isn't.
And now I got guys ready. I can actually ask them sincerely, if you win the World Series, will you get a baseballs and boring tattoo? Which is a question I love asking, but I couldn't bring myself to ask them, this group, at all. But now,
especially not today. You're going to jinx the streak.
No, I did ask him today. Tyron Guerrero absolutely said. But my point is I couldn't even go down that road before, not even a question.
No.
Because how could you ever think that? But, all right, before you get to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Let's take one step at a time.
Okay.
The American League.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
No, the Dodgers are the Dodgers.
I'm trying to fire Breslow up. Go do something.
Yeah,
Come on.
Well, I don't disagree with you. I'm all about Byron Buxton, but that's not going to happen. But you are starting to see some teams fall out of this. You are starting to see some teams say you have to be a seller. The Red Sox obviously not one of them.
Maybe Toronto, by the way.
Oh, not even a question. Not even a question that Toronto's selling. I think at this point. But you have this team right now. The conversation has changed. In the words of the great Ted Johnson, the goalposts have shifted. I don't know if you've ever said that, but
something like that.
It's a football reference.
More impressive, him winning 21 in a row or this Red Sox team winning 15?
21 in a row. No, I'm actually, hold on, I'm thinking about it.
It was over 2 years.
I'm ruminating.
It was a 2-year span, 2003 to 2004.
Mm-hmm.
Very impressive. They won a Super Bowl in the middle.
Yeah, you count playoffs in that.
Well, yeah, how many, you have to ask yourself, how many teams have done that in the respective sport?
Yeah.
So I don't know if anyone had done it in the NFL.
Good question.
Hell,
We'll
the baseball, the longest is 20 games, yeah?
The longest in the modern era is 22. Cleveland, 2017.
Okay.
The New York Giants of 1916 won 26 in a row.
I will say this. No, you know what, Ted? All due respect. I like you personally. I respect your opinion, and you've had a great career in so many different facets
me all greased up,
of
yeah.
life.
But
the difference here is where the Red Sox were compared to right.
They were good. We knew they were.
The Patriots were the slow build, and then when you went on the win streak, they were good. They were good for a while. This is a team in the Red Sox that were 14 games under 500.
Correct.
And you're 14 games under 500 with no semblance of hope. People literally calling them the worst Red Sox team they could ever remember.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
And then they don't do anything. They don't really add anybody other than some vibe.
They just got
some vibe guys.
A plane got canceled and they were late.
It's like, you pushed back clubhouse times. They're like, okay, that's what you did. And then you went on this streak. So I do think that this is the most remarkable streak that I have seen because of that, because of where you came from and how it just came from. Because this is how sports work. We see little trickles. We see, okay, if maybe you get the odd addition. I always reference the Carlos Santana edition for the Seattle Mariners in 2022. And you can mock that, Ken, and you can laugh and roll your eyes at me.
I would never.
But it was something. It was a legitimate player.
But you had Slayton actually say that. The travel difficulties gave us a don't give a bleep attitude. There are people in the clubhouse who think the plane getting canceled, a 24-hour stretch getting to New York, was the thing that turned it around. I don't know. It's as good an example as anything.
I don't know either. I think that ultimately you hit the rubber met the road time with the Yankee series. You had to start there. Where
you beat Schlittler. That was huge.
Yeah, well, you knew that you had no room for interpretation. You had to beat the Yankees. You had to win those games. And maybe it was, hey, nobody believes in us. It is what it is. We're going to go out and we're going to play the Yankees. And they played the Yankees. They swept the Yankees. And all of a sudden, you do understand, wait, we can beat the Yankees at home? We can win home games? That's remarkable.
Right. They saved the season. They saved the summer. They saved Fenway. They saved Breslow's job.
I just walking around here just now. I mean, people
are buzzing.
Yeah, people.
Ted's kid was here with his buddies from high school. They were going crazy.
Great big screen, out of control.
Tarps off.
Tarps were off.
Tarps were off, brother.
How
I got
have you
pictures
not
of
got
it.
the Ted Johnson tarps off?
I know. We asked them early.
We were way ahead of that. That was supposed to be the only thing we had going for us. We had kilts on and Ted Johnson.
I got my offspring out there doing it for me. That's what.
All right, 617-779-7937. We're taking your calls all the way up until pregame of Game 2, where they go for the sole possession of the greatest streak in Red Sox history. The feed is 2 minutes away. Don't go anywhere.
Let me tell you something.
Therapy, and in the words of Bradfo, let's eat. The Red Sox extended their winning streak to 15 games, matching their longest in team history, tying the 1946 Sox for the most ever. Go for the win tonight. Go for the 16 sole possession tonight. But let's listen into first inning magic, Caleb Durbin, as called by Will, Sean, and Lenny.
Kramer sets. He throws. Durbin swings and lines one into center field. That is down for a hit. Yoshida scores. Cedon being waved home. Throw from center up the line. Not in time. Caleb Durbin does it again. And it's 2-0 Red Sox.
6-3 your final across the Shaw's Star Market. WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Shaw's proud to be local since 1860. No Ranger Suarez tonight. Eduardo Rivera, another start. If your doctor said surgery was the only solution for your joint pain, get a second opinion. Do what Ted Johnson and thousands of others have done. Eliminate your joint pain with Boston Prolotherapy. Online, bostonprolotherapy.com. I'm Ken Laird. That's what's in the feed at WEEI. All right, we continue on from the Ford Clubhouse Fenway Studio. Ken Laird, Ted Johnson, no Rich today,
goodness.
but we got Bradfo.
Lemmy.
We got Lemmy.
How do you not get fired up when you hear this song? I don't understand you.
Impossible. I'm busting on the inside. Brought to you by your New England Ford dealers and employee pricing for all. You pay what we pay for, the official vehicle of Major League Baseball and that dirty water. Has the Tracy turnaround stuck? We had a caller suggest that that's got to be the name, and we're kind of feeling it.
Nah, not really. No. I mean, good effort, nice try. It's like the kid at the NBA tunnel. Nice try. Good effort.
Well, Dan from the 860 says he ordered a Baseball Isn't Boring shirt right now, and he will get the tattoo if they win the World
Oh!
Series.
Wow.
So
There you go.
We got callers.
Ted,
Line 'em up.
Ted, you got no tattoos, right?
I am
0 tattoos.
Sorry, brother. I am not going to be part of this.
Oh,
I can't.
No,
You're not going to mess up the glistening
I think
God.
you don't want to
I don't want
deface
to tarnish
that.
this.
Oh my goodness. Ken, Ted, understood. Let's turn our attention to the other side of the room.
Let's turn our attention to the callers.
No.
Including
Come on,
John
Ted.
in Longmeadow. Hello, John.
Hey, John.
John,
Hey, how we doing, gentlemen?
will you get a Baseball Isn't Boring tattoo if they win the World Series?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's sign him up. Another one.
All right, let's do the Google Doc. All right.
So you got my number. You can call me back so I can text you a picture when I get the tattoo. But I work for one of Chad's uncles, and the whole family is the same demeanor. They're just really, really cool people, smooth. But I got a nickname for him, Chad GBT, for greatest GBT, greatest comeback ever.
We're gonna get there.
GCE?
GT, Chad GTB, greatest turnaround, greatest. Shoot. So
All right. Well, hey, you're workshopping that one, John. Yeah, you get to work on that one.
Much like the season, it was a work in progress. You'll get there.
But hey, what do you think to his point, though, Bradfo? Just
hey, don't you do that?
They won 15 in a row, Stiz. Come on.
The overall demeanor of Chad Tracy, is that maybe what is his kind of secret sauce there?
I think, Ted, I've said this a couple times the last couple of days, is that when you talk about managers in baseball, is that it really is about fit, about the group, about what fits, right? So I go back to 2013 when they turned over Bobby Valentine to go to John Farrell, and John Farrell was the perfect fit for that group. I think what we're finding out with Chad Tracy is that he's a perfect fit for that team. Like, you have Wilson Contreras asked about Chad Tracy, and, it's not like Wilson Contreras like, oh, my goodness, he's managing his butt off, he's what a leader and everything. He's like, he says, yeah, he's a good guy, right?
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's all you need.
Yeah.
You need a guy who's
a nice guy.
He's a nice
He's like Nick Sirianni. He's just a nice guy.
Yeah, but, it's like he's not getting in the way. He gets in the way when he needs to. And I just think that he fits this whole thing really, really well. And I'll come back to it. The way that he has handled the media, the way that he's handled these questions, the way that he has handled this streak is really good, because it wasn't like he gets up there and does the, it's no big deal, we're going to win. It's no big deal, we're going to win. He does that a little bit, but then he says, yeah, no, we understand this is a cool thing. This is a good thing. He's striking all the right tones. I don't know how much that means. All I know that it probably is good when you win 15 in a row.
I think there is something real quick to the tonality of his daily message. I'm more of a tone guy. It was the same when they were 8 games under, and it's kind of the same 15 games in a row. That's kind of, I think, what this team needs is just a consistent message and tone every single day, and I think that's what Chad Tracy is.
Belichick would have been ripping you guys after your 15 straight win. Like, Ed, what are you doing on this ground ball?
So true. Just you guys are, what, you think you've arrived, you don't know anything. That's exactly right.
Maybe Tracy should start doing that.
No. He just stay exactly the way he is.
Why?
Don't change a damn thing.
I mean, Ken wanted to trade him to the Yankees 2 days ago.
I did.
I mean,
text line, Tracy Chasey, the Boston blow-up. John texted back, it's the greatest possible turnaround, Chad GPT.
All right, that's good. See, I like
Chad
where he's
GPT.
going. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's not bad.
Okay, he just had to get it all right.
I mean, speaking of the Yankees, you're 3.5 back of the Yankees right now. As we sit here right now,
I think they
as we said, the goalposts have been shifted. We're talking about Canadian Football League. I don't know. That's a terrible reference. But what it has absolutely shifted. You're within earshot of the New York Yankees, and more importantly, this team, as currently is constituted, can beat any team in the American League. And that's where you say, okay, bring on the Dodgers. Well, let's not go there yet.
Why not?
Well, okay, when you get there, when you have the inevitable World Series against the Dodgers,
it's Mookie.
We could talk.
Would that be something right into the lockout with Mookie in town?
I mean, this is but again, you're facing good luck. But let's not talk about that.
All right, sorry.
The American League is what they've shown during this run, and I'm not only talking about the run, the 15 games in a row. I'm talking about whatever it is, 20 to 25. It is that you took on the best teams in the American League. You took on the Yankees, You took on the White Sox.
Rays.
You took on the Rays. The Orioles had won seven in a row before you just beat them a couple times. So you did this. You showed that this team can beat any team, but, and we were just talking about this in the break. You do have to add. You have to add because the way that this usually works is that guys who fill in, guys who are out kicking their coverage a little bit, it's going to come back, and you need the push. You need the Kyle Schwarber push like they got in 2021.
Real quick, this team feels like it has the vibes of the 2025 New England Patriots, and their mantra was what? Do you remember the
14-3 pass?
Steph Diggs this past. What was his? We all we got.
Oh, we all we got.
We all we need.
Right.
And this team feels like
minus the quarter appearances.
Huh?
Minus the quarter.
Minus the quarter appearances.
That's a low
Bradford.
But
this doesn't this team
exonerate.
If this was a Red Sox, are you kidding me? We're talking about a guy going to Fort Myers and Stephon Diggs goes to court, and
It
it's
was
like,
after the season.
no big
It was
deal.
after the season.
The point is, there's reports that the Red Sox are maybe looking for a shortstop. I mean, I read.
Yeah.
Do the players on this team want TC Chang or Andrew Monasterio to get demoted for this? The guy
but
coming
nobody. But that it is going to be a tricky thing. But I think that I think Trevor Story is not getting kicked to the curb. But Trevor Story is not making a rehab assignment until August. And I thought this would be like you'd be talking about right now. You'd be making a rehab assignment. They are going to make sure that he is absolutely ready to go to put the best version of himself out there, and they have that luxury to do that. Good for them. I mean, good for them for doing that. But still, like they need the best version of Trevor Story, potentially the best version of Roman Anthony. Both those guys coming back. If you don't have them, then you don't play them. You don't bring them back. They have that luxury now.
Let's go to Tarek in Boston. Hey, Tarek.
Hey, how's it going, fellas? It's funny. I've been doing a lot because I think we spoke yesterday, and I was talking a lot about, how Cora's so empathetically locked into the team that when he felt down, they played down. When he was discouraged, they played discouraged. And now, I believe was said earlier that this manager is so even-keeled that has zero effect on them, even though it's not positively affecting them, it's not negatively affecting them, and their own belief is it's kind of like self-realizing. They're believing in themselves. They're not trying to please the manager. They're just trying to do the job without any expectation or any kind of browbeating from a disappointed manager. And I think what's funny? This reminds me of Doc Rivers not wanting to rebuild and then having to go get Brad. A guy that was willing to rebuild and willing to be with young guys and willing to give it. Remember when all Cora did was complain that his guys didn't know how to run the bases on the field? So, you don't think that they heard that every day? So
that seeps through.
They might have.
That seeps through. No, Tarek, I mean, it's a good point. The players every single day, they can tell if the manager isn't happy with him. He might not say it directly, but his tonality, guys are going to hear that, and I think it impacts how they play. I do.
339 texture says they needed a correction.
Ooh, I like that.
Like that, Brafo? Correction.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know. Write it up. Put it on WEEI.com.
I will put it in a bumper sticker. I will say this, is that it's an interesting conversation about how they've morphed from everybody saying this Alex Cora is the face of the franchise, Alex Cora's team. Once they made that move, it clearly became a bunch of, Chad Tracy's trying to be a major league manager. You have half the coaching staff trying to figure out how to be major league coaches. This became the clubhouse. This became their team. Now, I don't think for the first month and a half they were ready for that, this team, and that was the criticism, say, well, you don't have the 30-somethings. You don't have the Philadelphia Phillies 30-somethings. Mm-hmm. But as we sit here right now, this is absolutely the clubhouse's team. In other words, Chad Tracy is say, okay, guys, go get him. Mm-hmm. Whether it's the maturity of them, whether it's that it just became their time, whether they became ready, maybe it was just all the pieces finally fit in the right places. But this is undoubtedly the Red Sox. This is a weird way to put it, but it is the Red Sox team. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe for the first time in a while.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that this is one of the criticisms of how the team was built. There has been a lot of criticisms. But when the Phillies took off after they traded Rob Thompson, you had a bunch of veterans who were like, we know how to do this. We couldn't say that about the Red Sox. You had Wilson Contreras. You had, a couple of – Isaiah kind of Fleffa was the voice, was the spokesman for the team. And we're like, this is what it is. But I do think that these guys have matured before our eyes, both on the field and in the clubhouse, to get to this point, and that's been a big part of it.
Even when Rafi was here, it still felt like Cora was the face of the franchise.
Oh, he was, no doubt about it. Bradfo, you sticking or you got to go?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Bradfo's here until 6. It's Rich and Ken with Ted Johnson. No Rich today. Look at this line. This Hall of Fame Murderers Row. Stephen Fall River, Paulie from Dedham, Ralph and Cranston. All the big names are out in 2 minutes.
Big guns.
Here on EEI.
Let me tell you.
Been the most impressive thing to you about what the team has been able to do during this stretch?
I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, I talked about it earlier in the season. It's going to be sick when we go on a run, and it seems pretty sick right now at Fenway that we're going on a run. But I'd say that the boys are staying together. You know, even when we're behind, we're never out of it, and we kind of showed that all year, and it's just coming to fruition right now, so it's awesome.
How much relief did it bring to hand Jake Bennett 4 runs after a half inning?
I mean, Jake Bennett's a dog, man. He's a quiet guy, but he's a dog, and I knew he was going to go out there and give us his best effort, especially for today, and he went out there and shoved.
In essence, Jaron Duran interview after the game. Little pat on the back. He was right, though. He did say they were going to go on a run. They were going to get hot.
They're never out of it. Recently they're never out of it. I mean, for a long time, they were always out of it.
Yeah, but he predicted this sort of streak.
Yeah,
sort of.
Okay. I mean,
he's hitting 192,
sure.
but he had a big triple today.
He predicted it, and then it took like 2 months for it to happen.
Right.
Good. Yeah, it is. He is right about this. It is sick when they did go on this run. It's sick around here. It's great around here. Absolutely. And he's talking about Jake Bennett. Have you guys heard of Jake Bennett press conference?
No, I have not.
Did you ever? This is going to be a deep cut and probably won't hit. But you ever see the movie F1?
F1, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good movie. Yeah.
You remember when Brad Pitt's first press conference where he's answered like 2 words at a time?
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's Jake Bennett. Like
That's working.
I've never seen anyone cut off sentences like Jake Bennett with a smile on his face.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, there you go.
AISS.
Efficient pitching and in press conferences. Good job, Jake.
401 texter from bad to Chad. That's the slogan of the season. I like that one.
So bad.
Not
Yeah,
so
I like
bad.
that.
The 26 fix 774 texter. We got a lot of suggestions. We got nicknames flying. Something good's going on. Let's go to Steve in Fall River. Hello, Steve. How you feeling about this?
You know how I'm feeling about it. I'll throw in 4A Firepower and Misfit Magic. So let's go back to Chad Tracy talking after the game. He said, "Oh, I thought we could get 10 out of 12 because of the way the American League was." I said 10 out of 13 way back when. I didn't say it was going to be a record streak, but the way the American League was,
and the way that their pitching was is still good. Ted,
Yes,
get
sir.
off of Siegler and Chang.
Okay.
They didn't make this run. The
Yes,
run
they
is
did.
the
Siegler's
no.
emotion
Could I
has-
finish?
oh, come on.
I was on line. No. Let me finish. The pitching has been consistent, and the players you expect have played like they're supposed to play. The first baseman, the third baseman, Abreu, Rafaela, and now even Durant. Even though his batting average isn't, they're getting a lot of RBIs. He won that game in 11 innings with a single. He had 3 RBIs at the first game of the Tampa Bay series. Look at what happened today.
Okay, good point, Steve.
The only thing I would say to Steve is, okay, I get it. Siegler and even Bradfo would agree with you, Steve, on that. Me being a fan of going too far maybe with Siegler, but
No, I like Siegler.
I know, but I just think those guys, the pitching has been consistent all season long, and there were 14 games under 500.
Well, Tracy
so something's changed.
Tracy said to Greg this morning, they asked him what's changed. He said it's the offense. Generally, the offense is coming around.
No, Ted, I think you're right. The Siegler thing was significant. Because he was productive on the field.
And he brought energy.
He brought energy. There's no question about it. And if Steve hasn't trademarked the phrase, only I said this, whatever he said that. But it's, I think it's, because we're looking for guys who are added. We were looking for what changed. We're desperately doing this. The pitching didn't change. The pitching had always been good.
Well, they sent Bayo down, and they brought Bennett up.
Okay, that's one star.
That's a big big deal.
That's true. I mean, the Bennett thing has been unbelievable. So that's one thing. That has allowed for win streaks because you
and Tyrone Guerrero, I would say. That's Tracy's closer from Worcester. They brought him up. He's your sixth inning guy.
He's absolutely been part of the solution, no question about it. So they fixed some things. They found some things in the pitching side of things. But the biggest reason, I'll go back to the great Pat Brown of Play Tessie. There was 2 great tweets in this Red Sox season. Number one was, it's like crapping your pants and changing your shirt.
But that was wrong.
It was right.
That was talking about Cora and Jones, right?
No. It was right.
Tell people who that was. You've admitted
it was Josh Beckett.
Josh Beckett, totally wrong.
No,
Adam Jones 1, Josh Beckett 0.
No, why? I mean,
he fired the manager, and it was the correct thing.
It wasn't.
They changed their pants.
It took.
They did not change their pants.
It took a month and a half,
fine.
2 months. Oh, really?
Yes.
You're walking around with crappy pants for 2 months.
You don't
feel
give
good
Tracy
about that?
any credit?
No, I do.
That's what
take
you're
me out of
saying.
context. No, I'm not. At that time, it was. Josh Beckett was absolutely right. As
Now
always.
he's not.
The more prescient tweet was Pat Brown to Play Tessie, where he said if they had only played the league average offense, 5 runs a game, they would have the best record in baseball. What is happening right now? They are having league average offense. I mean, 5 runs a game. The offense isn't crazy, but it's just league average, and it's exactly what Pat Brown said, which was, you are going to be the best team in baseball. Science and math would suggest 15 wins in a row is the best team in baseball.
4.6 runs a game.
That's it.
That's what you need.
That's all you need. That's what they've gotten. I mean, that's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy that he said that if they were only this way, they would be this. And out of nowhere, they are this way. Nothing crazy, just average.
Put that on the bumper sticker. Let's go to Paulie and Dedham. Hello, Paulie.
Paulie.
$5.
Hey, I got to give Steve from Fall River credit. He was the only one in this town that didn't give up hope. He held out. Everybody else had thrown in the towel. I heard him on the radio speak with another top sports talk radio host about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and he went at it with him. He was insistent on, with them winning. He said about 10 in a row or something like that. He said 10 out of 13, and man, like from his lips to God's ears.
Wow.
But I have no nickname. I have no nickname for you for this run. It does remind me of Morgan Magic though, but I can tell you, Rob, that. Ted Johnson is not famous for the saying, moving the goalposts. Ted Johnson is famous for the saying, not today, Jerome.
Not today, Jerome.
Not today.
Ooh, Jerome Bettis.
That's me and Paulie's thing. He just,
shot at the bus.
Sports Talk Radio Caller of the Year.
There we go. Paulie always remembers the days in which, Johnson v. Bettis. who won those battles.
My God!
Bettis never had
on.
100 yards on any of the Patriots teams that I played on.
I love that. Oh my God!
Not today, Jerome.
I drove 11 hours to Pittsburgh to see Not Today, Jerome.
There you go.
So thank you for that, Ted. But also, when I say you're known for not moving the goalposts, you literally physically move the goalposts.
Always. Oh, kidding me? That's what I was.
It usually took an entire stadium to walk it down the river. Ted did it on his shoulders. Are you kidding me?
Let's go to Ralph in Cranston. Hello, Ralphie.
Hey, guys. Look, they're winning. It's been fun. They're winning with really good pitching. Their defense, I've got to tell you, first, third, center, right, these are gold glovers, all 5 of them. They're better at shortstop now. They're not built for the playoffs, though, and we've seen those great Atlanta Braves teams, and they won all those divisions. They won one World Series because once you get into the playoffs, hitting is so much more important. Everybody had good pitching, but I'm going to tell you, they're going to go get a batter. There's no doubt about it. They're going to get somebody, but a guy, and people laughed at this last week, but a guy that I'm looking forward to coming back to show us. Maybe this could be your legacy is Story. Story can come back. I don't think he's done. He had 25 home runs last year. He could come. There's no pressure on him now. People aren't even expecting anything. He's a veteran. If he was injured before and, now he isn't, he could come back and be a presence too. Put him at never at shorts again, either at second a little bit, DH. He could be a player too. But going forward, it's going to be fun. Their pitching is there. I mean, people went from take this team apart. And I, Rob, on your show, I gave Breslow a B+. I've loved Breslow from the start because he changed the makeup of this team.
Thank you, Rob. Sorry, we lost Rob.
That was, by the way, 2 weeks ago. That's when we were asking for grades for Breslow.
Yeah.
And as
you were getting them all over the board,
all over the place, over the place. But if you did that now, I mean,
straight A's, baby.
Those D's are probably out the door, and at least giving C pluses. So it's. Now it's rubber meet the road time when it comes to trade deadline, and you should give Breslow all kinds of credit. Forget about the Tracy thing, whatever. The acquisitions, he nailed it. He absolutely went on a heater this offseason like he did the previous offseason. But the problem is that he has the box that he has not checked off is you can do it in the offseason where you have time to analyze, you have time to play it out, you have time to negotiate. Yep. This is
pressure.
No, you have, as we saw, hey, Joe Ryan, available or not? Is he available? Mm-hmm. We don't know. We can't play this out until Q6 because then we'll end up with Dustin May. You have to absolutely nail this trade deadline and to get that bat that we're talking about.
The Chad Charms, maybe?
No.
9 players, 1 Chad. We get a lot of texts. Nothing's right on the money yet. Keep them coming. 617-779-7937. It is Rich and Ken with Ted Johnson and Bradford today. No Rich. Rich back tomorrow. 15 in a row. Tell us how you're feeling. We'll take your calls next.
I scream, you scream, we all scream for
WEEI.
Doubleheader history day here at Fenway Park in our Ford Clubhouse Fenway studio. You can check out the New England Ford dealers and their employee pricing for all. You pay what they pay. Ford, the official vehicle of Major League Baseball and that dirty water. No Rich today. We got Ted Johnson. We got Bradfo sitting in with us.
Oh.
All kind of great nicknames flying on the text
Really?
line, 617-779.
I haven't heard one good nickname.
Well, we already had Chad GPT. I like that.
I actually don't mind that. It's not only because he said he'd get a tattoo.
Right.
So.
Greatest possible turnaround. Bad to Chad. The Chad sock, somebody said.
I like
keep it
bad
simple.
to Chad.
Bad to Chad is good. Breaking Chad.
Not bad.
That's not bad.
That's pretty good right there. I like that. I like
What
that.
does it mean?
I don't know.
It's just a reference.
I
to
know.
Breaking
I know.
Bad.
It's.
I don't know.
I know. It's like I do like it. I mean, I like the idea. I view everything through T-shirts.
Does it have to make
that's
perfect
a great
sense?
T-shirt.
I don't know.
Chadversity. The Tracy takeover. Chatitude. We got a lot. Tracy 180. I mean, they keep flying. I mean, this is going to be all day. You just keep coming.
I'll tell you what. Whatever you land on, whatever you think is going to be the best, we'll make T-shirts for it.
But actually, it probably shouldn't be a Tracy-related nickname because he's not the key, right?
But
we've all agreed he's a part of it.
I would agree with you. I mean, Rich. If Rich was here, he would say it's all Chad Tracy. He is.
Right.
And I just look. I
mean,
think
he was pants off for Tracy
Oh,
back in the
big,
Braves series.
I think Chad is just kind of 10-2. He's keeping the car on the road. But there's a lot of other factors. Is he playing a part of it? Sure, but he's not the biggest reason that they've turned this around.
There's going to be somebody is going to say something in a press conference. They probably have. We have to go back to the archives of all these press conferences that we should latch on to. There's something that it should be said. And hey, listen, keep the Chad things coming. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. I mean, Kerosene.
Let's branch out.
You wanted to trade him to the Yankees. You still want to do that?
I don't. I'm a fan. As you know, I met him in Worcester. I mean, I did the pregame show.
Is there anything you haven't done? You did the first Andrew Benintendi interview.
It's true. I've done a little bit of everything. Nothing real well, but I've done a little bit of everything.
You're available for mediocrity, is what you're saying?
I really am.
All right.
Now, Tolley was praising the Fenway fans the other day, and he called them the 10th man, and I like that. I had not heard that. Could this become the 10s like Seattle's 12s? You get a little bit of that vibe at Fenway right now? Like there's something going on with the crowd?
Seems like you're ripping it off from another fan base. I mean, from Texas A&M.
Well, Tolley said
Seattle.
it. I'm not going to mess with Tolley.
No, man, I think, yeah.
But speaking of that, the energy in the park, let's go to Zach in Somerville on Line 5. Hey, Zach, what's going on?
Hey, yeah, whatever you want to call it. I was there today. Papelbon was on Lansdowne taking pictures and fist bumping us, asking us what we thought was in store for the doubleheader. Abreu's bobbing his head every time we're chanting and right. Like, these guys are feeling it. They're feeling it with us. It's a cliche to say one pitch at a time. That's what they always say. But you can feel it in these at-bats. The way they're approaching everything is slow. They're slowing down the game. Baltimore scores, you score one back the next inning. They are slowing down the game, and they're letting us be a part of it. It's amazing.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I do think that the crowd has now enacted their will onto what's going on in the field.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't say that lightly because you go back to early this year, we know that it was sell the team, boo,
bags on
it is.
heads, fans getting ejected.
Yeah,
right.
and yeah, isn't that incredible? Like where it was, and that has. They're humans, and you're saying, "Oh, nobody thinks that we can come back from 2 runs down," and that was the case. Now nobody thinks that they can't come back from 3 runs down, and that's complete 180 from what it was. And I do think that you feel this in the crowd, and we thought that it was going to end when the Scottish people left. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
We thought that was going to be it. But now, even today, a day game, a makeup game.
Oh, tonight's going to be busting.
Tonight is going to be nutty.
Going for the record?
Can I tell you real quick what the mindset is of a team that's kind of gone on this run? Like,
Love
so
it,
you referenced the teams I played on 2003, 2004, where we won 21 games in a row. What happens is you just expect to win, and you don't want to be the guy that is responsible for that first loss. It doesn't have to be said. You just feel it as a player. Nobody, when you're playing at this high level, when you're just like winning, the last thing you want is to be the guy that wasn't prepared, didn't do his job, didn't come up when the team needed you, And so it raises everyone's level when you start winning like this. And so that's kind of a dynamic that is at play.
I love
here.
that perspective.
Great
job. No, I love that perspective because you can, as you're talking, I'm thinking, okay, how does that manifest itself with this team,
Well,
with
you can
this
tell.
sport?
You know, when Sandoval had a bad start, he was like, I don't even feel like I can take part in this win. He was so down after the game. But they came back and bailed him out.
So I think you start with a starting pitcher. Every starting pitcher, like you mentioned Sandoval, if you are the guy, like, oh, wait a second, what's happening? I'm the guy who broke the 15 in a row streak.
That's it.
Eduardo Rivera is thinking that right now. All I have to do is pitch 3 good innings. And then, I don't know, Brian Bayo. Can you imagine? Brian Bayo, his senses are going to be more heightened than ever. And you talk about with the offense, okay, if you're asked to bunt, don't be the guy who doesn't get down the bunt. Right. Don't be the guy who doesn't take the extra base. All of that, the mindset of this is so different. And people will say, well, that's hyperbole or that's not reality. It absolutely is reality. Whether we talk about the crowd or whether we talk about exactly what you said, Ted, this is part of the equation of why they have won 15 in a row.
All right, now, Jackson claims that we have a very special guest on line 2. This is a man named Harry, who's currently in New Haven, Connecticut, who is 94 years old. And in 1946, he listened to the entire record-breaking, at the time, 15-game winning streak, looking to break it tonight with 16, of Ted Williams and company, right at the tail end there of World War II. So let's go to Harry and see if Jackson is correct. And that's exactly who we're talking to. Hi, Harry. How are you?
Very good, very good. But I happen to be in Florida right now, Vero Beach, Florida.
Oh,
I've
good.
been here for several years, but I'm from New Haven. I was watching. My father just had bought a TV, and we were watching the game on the TV. And I was 14 years old, and I remember the game. Ted Williams and Dominic DiMaggio in center field. On first base, Hal Wager, and Bobby Dorr, Johnny Pesky, and Bertie Tebbets. And
which team is better, Harry? Which team is better? 2026 Red Sox or 1946 Red Sox?
Well, the 1926 is really getting me excited. But the game with Ted Williams was pretty good. He hit a home run that day.
Oh, did he?
I have one more question for Harry. This is very important, Harry.
Okay.
You ready? Harry,
Yes.
if the Red Sox win the World Series, will you get a baseball and boring tattoo?
Well, what I do?
Would you get a baseball and boring tattoo? Do you have any tattoos?
Yes.
Okay. Will you get one that says baseball isn't boring if they win the World Series?
Right, definitely.
Hey, all right. That's awesome. Harry, thank you so much for calling. Great to talk to you.
Way to go. I mean, 94 years old. I hope I'm rapping off names like that.
Are you kidding me? You guys own that demographic. Dadfo is 93 right now, and he loves your Chad Tracy.
Let's get Dadfo on. Was he listening that day? I didn't even know TVs were around in 46.
I can ask Dadfo to call up, sure.
I mean, in Back to the Future, it's 1955, and they're wheeling that sucker out.
I was thinking
you know,
the same
like,
thing. 46?
46, that's long.
I would also have said 1926 instead of 2000.
Well, yeah, either way.
I mean, that's good perspective, though. Like, we've had some great perspective. We have it from all angles.
That's what we bring on Rich, Ted, and Ted. Let's go to John in New Hampshire for some added perspective. Hey, John.
Hey guys, how we doing? Hey Bradfo. So
What up?
The nickname for the team should be Off in the Woods because you cannot beat Off in the Woods. As far as pinpointing the turnaround, I got it down to 2. It's either when Bradfo Karened out and accused Graham G-Swing of being premature with the coaching of Caleb Durbin.
Yep.
Or it's Alex Cora obviously leaving, but here's what flies under the radar: is Cora could not manage the pitching staff. Today's game, perfect example. Bennett is experiencing fatigue. He gets the first 2 outs in the 6th inning. Boom. Tracy comes out, swaps him out for Slayton. That would have surprised Cora. He could never pick up on the nuance of managing a pitching staff.
Interesting.
Well, the pitching was pretty good when Cora was here, if I'm not mistaken.
I wasn't earlier this year. That was the biggest difference. They kept all the pitching coaches, and they kept all the pitchers, and they went from a 5 ERA to a 2-something ERA after Cora left. But I don't pin that on Cora at all. Yeah. With all due respect to him, I mean, very, very keen instincts. but I would say this is that that wasn't. The Cora, I think, was good with a pitching staff, especially in the postseason. By the way,
but when Slayton was injured for a lot of the part, it was the middle relief was kind of an issue.
Yeah, it was shaky.
And so that's kind of on Cora.
And you had a hurt Crochet, you had a bad Bayo. You're trying to figure it out.
Adam Jones' best point, and he's always trying to bury Cora, right? Is that Cora's teams did not start well repeatedly. There was something about his teams coming out of the gate. I don't know what it was.
Okay, could you say that about Chad Tracy's teams?
Well, we haven't
probably.
seen him get this.
No, we did, but
that was the middle of the season.
The point is like
Blue Sox were hot out of the gate. Are you kidding me?
Are they?
Oh, yeah.
You know that.
Sung Che Chang I called a cycle. It was unreal.
I mean, we talk about jumping off points, and key things in this run is like having Ken Laird call these games, make these youngsters feel like major leaguers.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Now we sweep the leg next. Bradfo's in for 10 more minutes, and then you got to cover game 2, and we'll talk about what's at stake tonight. Going for 16 tonight. Give us a call, 617-779-7937. It's Rich and Ked with Ted Johnson. No need to mess up Will's call with a AAA call. Thank you, Steve. It is Ken Laird and Ted Johnson. The Brad Post here. No Rich Shirtley, but he's back tomorrow. It's been an Awaken 180. Texter says. The good, the bad, and the Chad. Trace race.
Well, I like that. Good,
Tracy's
bad.
Army, like the Tartan Army, Bradfo. Bowser Ball. The Lansdowne Streak. I mean, the nicknames are just flying.
Mm-hmm.
All kind of great.
I feel like there's some there.
Mm-hmm. There's something there.
You have to make a list. I mean, this seems like a perfect time to make a poll, doesn't it?
I think put the poll up.
There was only that technology to do it.
Poll.
The Chad's Formation, the Tarmac Kids, Breslow's Boys.
Man, those are all
the
good.
Chad News Bears.
Oh.
The Chad.
Ooh, the Chad News Bears.
I kind of like that. I kind of like that one.
Stiz and I agree on the Tracy train.
Tracy Trey, that was mine early.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you for listening, Jackson.
The Chad News Bears.
Chad to the bone.
I'm a sucker to Chico's bail bonds, though.
Now, we've kind of settled on Sweep the Leg as a feature that we play in the final break of the show that is just kind of picks up the loose parts. But in this case, there is a clip that I want you to react to from Chad Tracy on the morning show talking about Roman Anthony Bradfo. So let's do the Sweep the Leg. Stiz, do you have a note?
Sweep the leg. You have a problem with that.
And it's brought to you by Cars for Kids, the easiest way to get rid of your old car. Donate today, and your car can be picked up tomorrow. Donate now at carsforkids.com. That's cars with a K. So Chad Tracy reveals where Roman is staying specifically in Fort Myers, so you can go visit him if you're down there.
In case you missed it, we're going to reiterate it just so to make
we're
very clear.
We're the team's megaphone. They want that out there. So let's listen in to the Greg Hill Show and Chad Tracy's appearance this morning.
Chad, we talk about it a lot, and you would know better than I, so I just would be curious if you could help us clarify. Is there any concern in the organization regarding Roman Anthony or Marcelo Meyer away from the field in terms of what they, partying, going out? Has there been any conversations? Because that stuff we hear and rumors are not great if we can't confirm them. So just curious from your perspective as the manager of the team, what your concern level is there if there is one.
Zero. Not even remotely on my radar, not something we've even talked about in here. I've tried to say here publicly the last couple of days, people, I know that gets a lot of attention. Roman in particular is like, I've said it publicly, I want Roman healthy and I want Roman back. Roman's a great baseball player. He's a hell of a hitter and he can help us, but we cannot have Roman, a hell of a hitter with two hands, not with one. So we have to get him healthy. But I have no concerns with, where his intentions lie. I've been in touch with Roman every 2 or 3 days. He's down in Florida. He's hanging out in the Homewood Suites. He's trying to get himself healthy. That's literally it. And being in Florida allows him to focus on that and do that. And not feel like he's here at Fenway where he's the center of attention. Everybody's going to him asking him all these questions. He's very focused on what he's trying to do right now, but I have no concern, Curtis, over Roman and Marcelo or where they're going.
Home Suites is better than, Twin Peaks, I guess.
Oh, well. It's a package deal, is it not? Is it close?
I mean, yeah. Everything's in close for Myers.
$136 million staying at Homewood Suites?
That's a 3-star plus.
Listen, there's some former managers named whose name rhymes with Manmona, Mito Manmona. He always loved. He would spend the entire spring training in Homewood Suites because they make your bed. That's the biggest thing. They make your bed,
dude. You know what? That continental breakfast is underrated. I mean, that oatmeal,
it's rated.
It's rated.
Oatmeal's pretty good.
I love an oatmeal.
They have that
warm oatmeal.
Yeah,
you go late though. It's a little soupy though. You
got to go
early.
Yeah. It's better. The consistency is better earlier you go in the breakfast. No doubt.
Ken is piling up the Red Roofian points. So I mean,
I'm a Bond boy guy.
Oh,
yeah.
All right. Okay.
Not like you. You're ambassador status.
I slippers next to the bed when they turn over the room. Absolutely. But I will say this: listening to that clip, Homewood Suites aside. That was when I listened to that. I said that's another perfect example of Chad Tracy nailing an answer because one of the things that he said that
are there fans picketing outside the Homewood Suites though now that people have revealed the address? They're like,
I mean, whatever. I mean, it's man of the people, but I think that what he said, he's a great hitter with two hands. That's the perfect way to put it. That's a good answer, right?
Mm-hmm. Let's rip through these calls. We got a bunch on the line. Let's try to keep everybody to about a minute. We'll get everybody in before the Arcan show. Let's go to Cheryl in Merrimack, who has a brag about a baseball isn't boring hat. Hi, Cheryl.
Oh, yeah. Hi. Yeah, I picked up my baseball isn't boring shirt just before my Chicago trip. And there's so many fans everywhere I go. It's crazy how many, we're crazy loud. And then I was there today, we never had to move. Nobody had to stand up to let people by. It's like the concessions probably didn't make any money today.
Well, you know what?
It's
You know what? I'm
crazy.
going to ask Cheryl.
Yeah, is she going to get a tattoo?
Are you going to get a tattoo if
the
win
Red Sox
World
win the World Series?
Red Sox win the World Series.
I thought about it. I am.
All right, we'll give you some time.
Baseball.
Oh, sorry about that, Cheryl.
Yeah.
We didn't mean to drop you so quick.
How dare you?
Call back with Arcand. Rob in Connecticut. Hello, Rob.
Yeah,
Hey, Rob.
how you doing? It's actually Ron. I'm gonna tell you what, this team changed when Contreras went after the Savali at the game on June 30th. They were 37-47 after that game, and they won everything since. They lost the next day, but then that was it. I really believe they rallied around him. That's a key moment, man. This is like the Patriots when Brian
it's true.
Cox hit the
They lost 2 in a row, though, after that. But it was Cavalli, right? Cade Cavalli, not Savali. Not Aaron Savali.
Right, come on. It isn't interesting that we're so hell-bent on trying to figure out when the turnaround was?
Yeah. But it is fascinating, though.
It is. No, it is. I mean,
it's obviously when the Kilts came to Fenway.
It could be.
The best World Cup team in the major leagues, 23-9.
But again, they didn't win when the Tartan Army was here. That was the only thing interesting about those games.
It was the first time that we turned that frown upside down.
Okay. Tim in Hanover. Hey, Tim.
Guys, 2 quick takes, one on the team and one on the front office. The team, they got off to a terrible start, but I'll tell you what, kudos to all those players and kudos to the coach because they're making it exciting for us and they're giving us hope for the rest of the season. On the front office badgered these guys. They made them bad. They made them sound horrible. Oh, well, we'll do this. We're going to fix this, right? Here it is. Here's what they're going to do. I'm thinking at the trade deadline. They're going to go, oh, you know what? We don't want to disturb the team. The team is playing so great. I think we're going to keep them all, and we're not going to do anything to affect the way it's going. And that's it.
Oh, my God. No way, Tim. They got to do something, Bradford. Right?
Fernando Tatis.
Oh, man. Go big or go home,
Mike
baby.
Trout?
Look at your eyes are bugging out.
You think, are they sellers?
Who?
San Diego.
Yeah, he could be. Sure.
Hey, but Bradford,
get Bogarts back then.
The report came out when they were 8 games under 500 that they were looking for a big bat and they'd be willing to take on salary. So that was when they were 8 games
Hey,
under.
listen, Ted. Like I come back to this. You said in the offseason, in spring training, your World Series aspirations. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a time to make a World Series trade deadline.
Let's
move.
go, baby.
That's it.
Paul in Westfield. Hey, Paul.
Hey, guys, this is simple and to the point. The last caller, if it's not broke, don't fix it. We have a manager who uses money, not golf. So when the other guys aren't having such a good day, they're happy and assertive and joyful to fix the problem, and they step up and perform better without emotional duress and positive encouragement. This is the result. And to be fair, this pitching staff is wicked. And to be fair, only 4 other teams in the history of the league were 11 down and have come back to do something like this, however, not at this pace. And this is a pitching staff to remember that gave up 14 runs in 10 games, 1.3 runs. That's never happened. This is special. Enjoy it. And don't broke it. Don't fix it. It's not broken.
All right, thank you, Paul. Good call. Now, tonight, if they win 16, is it going to feel like winning a World Series? Somebody texted that earlier. It feels like a World Series in July. Just like breaking this record has become some stupid NBA Cupian thing in the middle of a year to get your attention. You know what I mean? Better than that. Sorry, I didn't mean to diminish the streak.
What's wrong with you?
But it is. It's like.
Hey, listen, all I know is that summer's a whole lot better when you have moments like this.
No
when
question.
you have this. I'm around here, and then you have Patriots coming up, and we're gonna chart every 7-on-7 with no pads. It's gonna be awesome. But I just think that this could come to Fenway. Lou Merlone said it perfectly the other day. This is how it's supposed to be at Fenway Park.
That's it. Brought to you by your New England Ford dealers here in the Ford Clubhouse Fenway studio and employee pricing for all. You pay what we pay. Ford, the official vehicle of Major League Baseball, and that dirty water. Not today, Jerome.
Not today, baby.
Ted, take us out of here. Your final thoughts tonight. That doesn't get done. 16W tonight.
Hey, I can't imagine it not getting done. These guys have they've been doing it 15 straight. What's one more, kid?
Right. Who's Kyle Bradish? Or rip him all around the park tonight.
He's the guy that just signed the $80 million
Right. Well, yeah, we got Eduardo Rivera, baby.
Hey, listen, as long as the Red Sox win, you know what that means? $20 baseballs and morning shirts. Let's go.
Can't beat that. Well, you can beat that. Arcand Show.
Arcand.
Stick around for Christian
Let's
Arcand.
do it.
He's got your pregame, too, right here on the home of the Red Sox. WEEI. Talk to you tomorrow, 2 to 6.
evening. Welcome in. It's the Christian Arcand Show here, WEEI. We are live in our Ford Clubhouse Fenway studio. We are Boston Sports Original, and tonight we are here with you for...
Not that long. 10, 20 minutes. Close to 3 hours, I guess.
Not really. More like 4 minutes there, Ricky, but 4 minutes leading into one of the most anticipated Red Sox games in the last few years, honestly. Regular season games, anyway. They did make it to the playoffs last year, so certainly that was more important. But when we talk about regular season, history on the line here tonight at Fenway Park. Red Sox with the opportunity to not only sweep the second doubleheader since coming out of the All-Star break, which is kind of wild since they didn't have a single one in the first half, but a chance to achieve a record 16 consecutive wins. And that is a record that goes back 80 years, ladies and gentlemen. The Red Sox history goes back 125 years, and this would be history. This would set the 2026 Boston Red Sox alone. They're going to have to add a whole wing in the Hall of Fame for them. The team that won 16 straight games. Now, in 1946... and we'll talk more about this in the pregame show. Ted Williams was back from the war. Joe Cronin was the manager. We heard a caller just now on with Ken and Ted there, who was alive, was in high school during that game. That was crazy. And he still remembered all the players. Or I think he did. I don't know. I didn't have the heart to fact check him. But that was cool hearing that guy. And I don't think that anyone's going to remember. Like, I was thinking about it today driving in here. And we, Rich, in one of the first shows I remember filling on in with them, was talking about what active players are selling any jerseys. And it was kind of, Contreras, kind of, yeah. New guys, a little bit. But Crochet's out, Roman Anthony's out. Who else is really Caleb Durbin jerseys, I would imagine, are selling right now. This is not a team that's laden with stars like Ted Williams or David Ortiz or Manny Ramirez, or even, some of the more recent guys, Mookie Betts and J.D. Martinez, littered throughout their lineup. Wilson Contreras is looking like something special, but he's been in the league a while, and he's mostly been a 20-home run-ish kind of guy. He's way surpassed that here at Fenway and with the Red Sox this season, already surpassed that. And while you've certainly seen some guys struggle this year, Caleb Durbin, I think, is about as emblematic of this turnaround as anybody. And he had another very good game this afternoon. And the Red Sox hold on. The offense doing enough, getting RBIs and contributions all throughout the lineup. Durbin, again, big contributor. You had Jarren Duran now, who's heating up with the RBI triple. You had a home run from Ceddanne Rafaela and another excellent start from Jake Bennett. There's not much really to nitpick here, folks. This is it. History on the line. And for people who gave up on this team, frankly, I don't blame you for that. I'm not going to be one of those super fans. I was there with you. I didn't think this team had really any hope of competing this way. I didn't think they had a chance. No one did. Not even Steve from Fall River. Sorry, Steve, you didn't really believe that. And going from 11 games under 500 to where they are right now is really just a tremendous testament to a lot of different things. The pitching staff in particular, who has been so consistent all year long. Guys like Caleb Durbin, who got off to such brutal starts but hung around. And how about guys like Sung-Chae Chen and Anthony Siegler and some of those guys who weren't expected to be much in the way of contributors this year, but instead have been vital, really vital to this team's turnaround, offensively anyway, and in the case of Chang, defensively too. A couple of great plays, an incredible play to end that game on Monday. And a couple of really nice ones here earlier on in the afternoon game. He's the kind of player that has just played his way right into that shortstop position. Defensively, he's been excellent. Offensively, he's been fine. And also played his way right into our hearts. And here we go again tonight. Red Sox against a pitcher who struggles at Fenway. History could be made here tonight. We'll get into it more in the Mass Mutual Red Sox pregame show, which comes your way right now, live from Fenway Park. It's Arcand. Don't go anywhere.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, dollar small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. A la carte only, not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Arbella Insurance has been doing business in the New England community for over 35 years. They're your friends, your neighbors, and fellow Boston fans. They do the wave at the ballpark together and get stuck in the same Sturrow Drive traffic. At Arbella, being your neighbor helps them provide you with the coverage you need to drive, live, or run a business in this part of the country we call home. Arbella, here for Boston fans, here for good.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast is presented by ZipRecruiter. Find out why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/team.
Overlooking Lansdowne Street, I'm Christian Arcand, and the Red Sox knocking on the door of history here tonight at Fenway Park. A 15-game win streak with a potential for 16 here this evening. They tied earlier today in the matinee game of this doubleheader, tied the franchise record of 15 straight wins set back in 1946 with Ted Williams and many, many others. And before we get into all of that and tell you more about the historical significance of what we may see here tonight, let's get into how that all went down here earlier today. Red Sox playing their second doubleheader since the All-Star break after not having had a single one prior to that. The Sox offense impressive early in this one against Dean Kramer for the O's. 3 of the first 4 batters Kramer faced, Masa Yoshida, Ceddanne Rafaela, and Wilson Contreras, all singled. That loaded the bases for Caleb Durbin, who singled home Rafaela and Yoshida. 2 batters later, with 1 on and 2 out, Jarren Duran stepped in against Kramer.
0-1 is swung on and driven into right field. He did it again. Duran has doubled into the corner at least. 1 run in with Contreras. Durbin being waved around. Duran into third with a head-first slide. 2-run triple, and it is 4-0 Red Sox.
Jarren Duran 1 for 3 on the day with that triple and 3 runs batted in, and that is your play of last night's game, or yesterday's game, really today's game, earlier today. Brought to you by Nissan. You deserve a car that thrills you, and Nissan's got an exciting full line that will put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com today. So, things off to a good start. Red Sox up 4-0 in the first inning. The O's would answer back in the third off Jake Bennett. An RBI double for Tyler O'Neill made it 4-1, but Duran would have a sac fly in the bottom of the inning, pushing the lead back out to 5-1. In the fourth, Christian Encarnacion Strand, who has been a menace this series and continues to be here, hit his second home run of the series. That was a player who was just called up on the 16th and playing in his third game of the year. Strand's homer made it 5-2. Then in the bottom of the fourth, Cedon Rafaela stepped in with one out and nobody on.
Kramer's pitch hit high in the air to left center by Rafaela. Back up into the breeze and gone just over the monster seats in left center. Just over the wall into the front row of the monster seats for Rafaela. And the Red Sox lead 6-2.
That is the 9th Tater of the year for SETI. Red Sox take a 6-2 lead. Christian Encarnacion Strand would single home another run in the 6th to make it 6-3, but that's as close as the O's would get. Slayton, Whitlock, and Chapman pitching the 7th, 8th, and 9th respectively. Locking this one down, Bennett picks up the win. He improves to 6-3 on the year, and with the win, the Red Sox have tied the all-time franchise record for consecutive wins at 15, set in 1946 by the Joe Cronin-led team, who had just welcomed back Ted Williams to the team after 3 years of military service. Williams would earn AL MVP that year. The Red Sox would capture the AL pennant. One big difference is that in 1946, that team had their big win streak right in April, and that set the tone for the whole year. Their season was a lot more like the 2018 Red Sox, really, than this one, but this team, 11 games under 500 at the start of their win streak, and are writing their own story here with this remarkable turnaround. So let's get to your opening take, brought to you by Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy. Sip the fruity candy-coated chaos. There's a reason why the 2004 Red Sox team is canonized the way that they are, and it's because that team broke a long-standing, miserable curse. And while the Red Sox would need a generational drought to ever get back to that again, knock on wood, of course, there is something to be said for the roller coaster of misery to euphoria that, you get experience there from 2003 to 2004. Now, this is obviously a much smaller scale, but the first 2 months of this season, really, were about as miserable as any 2 months I can remember. Certainly to open a season for this team. And for a fan base that was given nothing to celebrate, especially not here at Fenway Park for all that time, this win streak has really been a godsend. It has been great. And tonight we find out if this team can put together the longest win streak in the team's 125-year history. And that brings us to tonight's pitching matchup, brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the best prices on tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. For the Red Sox, it was supposed to be Ranger Suarez, who was slated to come off IL yesterday and make his first start since July 5th. The Red Sox announced in the afternoon they wanted to give him an extra day, which you thought worked in their favor when the game got postponed. If there had been a game yesterday, it would have been Eduardo Rivera getting the start. And now that's exactly what's happening here tonight. Suarez, according to Chad Tracy, still under the weather, so Rivera's going to get the start. He'll be making his third appearance. He started Game 2 of the last doubleheader Friday night against the Rays. Got touched up a bit, 3 runs and 2 1/3, 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. He did give up a home run to Junior Caminero. His fourth appearance here. Despite that outing, he's still carrying an ERA under 3 at 2.89 in 9 1/3 innings this year. For the Orioles, Kyle Bradish gets the start. He has the 6-9 record and 3.61 ERA. It's his first season back from Tommy John surgery. Did get off to a slow start, but has been good lately. In his last 12 starts, he's carrying an ERA of 2.95. He also, as you may have heard Bradfo mention, just signed a huge extension. 5 years, $90 million, highest paid pitcher in Orioles history. He did face the Red Sox in Chad Tracy's first game as a manager. That was back on April 26th. He allowed 3 runs in 5 innings. Sox won that game 5-3. In his last start against Kansas City 10 days ago, he went 6 2/3, 1 earned on 2 hits with 5 strikeouts. But he does have very bad career numbers here in Boston. He's 1-6 with a 6.75 ERA and 10 career starts against the Red Sox. And his numbers at Fenway, even worse. He's allowed 15 runs in 10 innings and 3 career starts here. That's a 13.5 ERA. But he hasn't pitched here in Boston since 2023. Wilson Contreras, good numbers against Bradish, 2 for 4 with a couple of home runs. He did homer off Bradish back on April 26th at Camden Yards. Tonight's first pitch is at 7:10, and that's brought to you by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers, Boston's go-to injury attorney for over 30 years. If you've you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777. You can watch Red Sox pregame on Twitch. Hey, Twitch, just follow WEEI. Brought to you by Subaru of New England. Subaru summer's finally here. Details at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Time now for the Baseball Isn't Boring 2-Minute Grill with Rob Bradford, presented by McFarland Energy, the region's most dependable provider of home heating oil, including BioHeat, as well as expert HVAC services at McFarlandEnergy.com. Caleb Durbin has been kind of the face of this turnaround, at least offensively. What an incredible turnaround for him, emblematic of what we've seen here this season. He had another big game this afternoon, and he spoke after the game in the post-game show, not with Bradford, so I shouldn't really be giving him credit for this, but with Sean McDonough, Lenny DiNardo, and Will Fleming. Here it is right now.
Caleb, describe to us what it feels like to be in this ballpark and be a part of all this.
I mean, it's absolutely electric. You know, what I imagine Fenway is, you know, when it's rocking, and it's definitely rocking right now.
Yeah, I've had to ask you this question a lot of times, but I just need to ask it one more time. How did you find the sort of strength in yourself to believe and to get yourself where you are right now, where it was a slog at the beginning, and here you are now like the key player in all of these big games. How did you dig deep enough to find that in yourself?
Yeah, I mean, it's all a mindset. You got to keep pushing forward, and for me, I was looking at the way I was getting out, and that wasn't really me. You know, slumps happen, but the way I was the way the results were just wasn't myself, and I knew there was definitely more to show.
Well, you've had a great turnaround. Obviously, the team has had a history-making turnaround. What does it mean, Caleb, to you, your teammates, to tie a record that dates back to 1946 on a team that had Ted Williams and Johnny Pesky and Bobby Doerr, among others?
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. I mean, you say since 1946, I can't even fathom how long ago that was, you know, so it's really cool to be a part of, and try to get 16 tonight.
Caleb, June 24th, you dislocate your pinky sliding into first base. The next day, you're back in the lineup, tie ball game, you hit a home run. Since then, 19 for 21. Can you talk about that type of grit and how that's contagious, about teams come together and rally around guys that go out there and have that type of presence on the field?
Yeah, I mean, that's why we were even able to turn it around, is we have guys like that who, you know, are willing to work through the tough times, play through whatever, and we just love playing for each other right now. And we're playing good baseball, but at the end of the day, it's about the way we go out and play. We're not going to win every single game. Hopefully we do the rest of the way, but it's about the way you play and just the mindset you carry yourself with, and we have a lot of guys like that.
Well, you've come up in a lot of big spots lately, including the key hit of the game, really, the first inning that got it started, bases loaded, 1 out, and you rip a two-run single. At a mindset now, Caleb, where maybe earlier in the year when it was a struggle, you didn't quite believe as much as you do right now, you're going to go up there and deliver in a situation like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think you work really hard to feel good in the cage and have a good routine pregame, to where if you're in a spot or when you're in the box in the game, that you're confident. And it's pretty night and day for me right now. I believe in the routine that I have pregame, and wasn't as much as the case before. So I know that the work I'm putting in is the right work, and it's translating.
Thanks so much for taking the time, Caleb. You've been on with us a lot, and that means good things are happening. We really appreciate it, man. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
That is your 2-minute grill with Caleb Durbin. We got Will Fleming, Lenny DiNardo, and Sean McDonough there filling in for Rob Bradford. Coming up in about 15 minutes, we'll hear from Chad Tracy, who spoke to the media in between these two games. That's brought to you by our New England Ford dealers. Ford, official vehicle of that dirty water and the official vehicle of Major League Baseball. But coming up next, we will head live up to the radio booth and talk with Lenny DiNardo about what could potentially be a historic night here tonight at the Ball Yard. That's coming up next here on the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow.
There's a lot to love about Subaru, because for 2026, Subaru has 7 recommended models from Consumer Reports, and the Forester and Crosstrek have been named top picks, an honor given to only 10 vehicles in the country. It's no wonder, for the 2nd year in a row, Subaru has been named the best overall automotive brand. Safe, reliable, trusted, loved. Subaru. Learn more at Subaru.com/CR. Consumer Reports does not endorse products or services.
There is nothing like the feeling of coming home to yourself after a struggle with cancer. For nearly 80 years, Dana-Farber has given people their life back because nothing is as effective against cancer as discovery after discovery after discovery. If your world is touched by cancer, Dana-Farber can help you come home again. Dana-Farber breakthroughs are possible thanks to the Jimmy Fund and you.
I scream, you scream, we all scream for a $5 dessert deal. Hey, it's Lou. Now at Shaw's in Star Market, get 1.5 quart Signature Select ice cream, 12 Overjoyed sugar cones, and 10.5 ounces of Overjoyed sprinkles, all for $5 when you use the digital coupon. It's the coolest deal going, so scoop up the savings. Use the Shaw's app for savings like this, rewards points, and recipes. Hurry, $5 dessert deals end Thursday. Shaw's in Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network.
You're listening to the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Christian Arcand here with you, and let's head up live to the Joe Castiglione radio booth where Lenny DiNardo is standing by potentially on the door of history here, Lenny. One win away this team is, and you got a guy on the mound who doesn't pitch well in Boston. How are we feeling up there?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, I don't know how I could feel any other way. This has been just unbelievable to watch. It could be anybody. I'm looking up and down this lineup, and I'm just like, who's it going to be today? I mean, really, it could be any player. I'm basically just going to throw a dart at the lineup and see who's going to be my pick to click today.
Yeah, we can collaborate on that. I don't know if you've been listening lately, but I've been nailing it with my locks of the game.
I think I'm like 6 or 7 in a row, to be honest, on my picks.
There you go.
It's unbelievable. I'm going to pick out a lottery ticket after this game.
We should start a website, I think, and encourage people to pick what we pick. How about Ceddanne Rafaela and the leap that he's made? I feel like a lot of people are getting talked about Durbin and Contreras. Rafaela, an all-star season, and a guy who really, I think, more than a lot of these players from year to year, has shown such an incredible improvement. Discipline at the plate, not swinging at everything. What are your impressions of Rafaela this season?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely made that adjustment. He's not swinging outside the zone. You know, typically if a righty's facing Ceddanne, you're throwing sliders away consistently. You get to 2 strikes, and it's a pretty quick at bat if you go out there and get to that point. And it swings, chase outside, but now he's extending at bats. He's fouling those pitches off where previously he was swinging through it. And the more you do that, the more that pitcher's going to make a mistake over the plate. The last thing they want to do is walk you, so they start to creep into the zone just a little bit more. They start making mistakes. Pitchers aren't perfect. It's hard to throw a perfect strike that 60 foot 6 inches away once you have a hitter up there battling their butts off. So, we've seen him go out there and put together better at-bats, and it's paying off.
Yeah, no question about it. It seems like team-wide, Lenny, the approach at the plate has really shifted, I'd say, over the last couple of weeks. What have you noticed that's really different, like from a team perspective, or is it more an individual thing, certain individuals approaching these at-bats differently?
Well, it's a bunch of individuals pulling the rope in the same direction, right? And I've noticed when certain guys don't have success up there, whether it's an inning or an at-bat, other guys are picking them up. A good example is when Contreras struck out the other day on that, it was a check swing. He really didn't go if you look at the replay, but Durbin comes up and picks him up, right? Contreras is the first guy out of the dugout. Nobody's more happy than he is to see his teammate go out there and have success after he couldn't or didn't get it done in that stance. And everybody, like I said before, everybody's got the opportunity to go out there and be the man of the day. We've seen so many guys go out there and get it done, but, it's the approach. Duran's a good example of a great approach, not swinging outside the zone as well. Typically, he's a fastball above the zone swing and miss candidate, and now he's taking those pitches. And you saw him over the past week or so, hit the ball extremely hard, not necessarily hitting the ground or helping the average, but you can tell that he's seeing the ball very, very well. It's a real clean approach, not a lot of movement up at the plate. And you saw it pay off this last game. So it's a lot to do with approach. It's a lot to do with mentality. And this clubhouse, I feel like, just has that little something extra that you can't really put your finger on. When you put together a team, this isn't something you can typically count on. You put together numbers and ERAs and batting average and OPS and whatnot, but when it comes down to it, successful teams and teams that will last have the numbers, but they also have that camaraderie, and I think they have that in spades.
Certainly. I don't remember if I asked you this on Friday, but were you a doubleheader guy in your day? Did you like being at the field for doubleheaders? Or I know some people have strong negative feelings toward doubleheaders.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I was always happy to put on a big league uniform. You have 4 games today, I'll be there. So Yeah, my dad was a mail carrier, so I'm thinking to myself, you know what, this beats walking down the street carrying everybody's mail.
Certainly. One more before we let you go here. Jake Bennett, another great start for him. Really one of the more unsung moves of this entire offseason was trading for Jake Bennett. It was kind of a throwaway move that people didn't really react much to at the time when it happened, and now you've got a fixture in your rotation here, young, cost-controlled, pretty much making everybody happy with the way he's been throwing.
Yeah, this is a guy that's super consistent, and I loved his outing today because he didn't necessarily have his best stuff, but he went out there and competed. He had runners on consistently throughout the game. There was a lot of guys in scoring position, but he was able to go out there and make pitches when he needed to. You know, I look at Sonny Gray's outing the other day. It's very similar. Didn't have his best stuff, was able to pitch around contact, make pitches when he really needed. And, you know, that's the benefit of having veterans in the clubhouse at the big league level when you've got a bunch of young guys trying to make their ways. You know, there's a template out there where you don't necessarily have to have your big stuff that day. And, you know, these guys are paying attention. These guys are paying attention to what those veterans are doing, and I think it showed today from Bennett. This is a guy that's really had a lot of success early on in his career, and it's due to his stuff and going out there and having success with that. But when you don't necessarily have success and offenses go out there and hit a good pitch and make you work, you know, you got to be able to dig your way out of that hole.
No question about it. And Rivera going again tonight. He pitched in the night game of the last doubleheader on Friday. Got touched up a little bit. What'd you see from him, and what do you hope to see tonight?
I'm looking for fastball command. You know, he's up there throwing 60% fastballs, and you got to be able to command that. I want to see him pound the zone, be relentless in the zone. If he does that, the pitch count will stay low, and hopefully you get 4 or 5 out of him. He hasn't been able to break that barrier so far in his young career, but they really are needing him and leaning on him to go out and get as deep as he possibly can. The past couple outings, I think he's thrown 64. So, you know, if he goes out and gives them 70, 75 today, you get to the bullpen, and day off yesterday, day off tomorrow. You know, maybe some guys doubling up during the doubleheader out of the pen. I feel like that's an okay thing to do when you got this much on the line.
No question about it. Lenny DiNardo, looking forward to the call. Big crowded booth up there tonight. Once again, you, Sean McDonough, and Will Fleming. Let's make some history. What do you say?
Yes, sir. It's been a lot of fun. I can't wait.
All right, Lenny DiNardo will hear the call of the game starting at 7:10. As I said, alongside Sean McDonough and Will Fleming, a 3-man booth, but couldn't be more appropriate to have everybody up there on a night like tonight. Coming up next, we will hear from Chad Tracy. He spoke to the media in between these two games. We'll hear what he had to say about Ranger Suarez and some other topics that he got to as well. Don't go anywhere. That's coming up next here on the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow.
At Long Home, we know places like Fenway Park don't get a day off. When pressure hits, everything has to perform. And when it comes to your home, that pressure is personal. For over 80 years, the Long legacy has earned trust by protecting what matters most. If your roof is showing signs of wear, don't wait. Schedule a free roof inspection today and ask about the special discount only for Red Sox fans. Call 844-611-LONG or visit longhome.com.
Because trust goes a long way.
I scream, you scream, we all scream for a $5 dessert deal. Hey, it's Lou. Now at Shaw's in Star Market, get 1.5 quart Signature Select ice cream, 12 Overjoyed sugar cones, and 10.5 ounces of Overjoyed sprinkles, all for $5 when you use the digital coupon. It's the coolest deal going, so scoop up the savings. Use the Shaw's app for savings like this, rewards points, and recipes. Hurry, $5 dessert deals end Thursday. Shaw's in Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network.
Picture yourself on the island of St. Croix, where every moment is infused with a vibe like no other. Welcome to St. Croix, where the rhythm of the island captivates your soul. Whether sampling local cuisines at a waterfront restaurant, snorkeling along colorful coral reefs, or strolling through lush tropical gardens, you'll feel the magic of this vibrant island. So why wait? Plan your escape today at visitusvi.com and discover why we say St. Croix, a vibe like no other.
Arbella Insurance has been doing business in the New England community for over 35 years. They're your friends, your neighbors, and fellow Boston fans. They do the wave at the ballpark together and get stuck in the same Sturo Drive traffic. At Arbella, being your neighbor helps them provide you with the coverage you need to drive, live, or run a business in this part of the country we call home. Arbella, here for Boston fans, here for good.
Jane is a small business owner.
That's right.
And tell them what that's like, Jane.
Yeah,
Well, it's like a roller coaster with a lot of ups and downs, and some days things can feel like they're flying off the rails.
Yep, it's a lot. But the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business can help you manage it all. With the largest, fastest fiber-powered network designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect. Plus gig speeds with security and equipment included. All with a 5-year price lock.
Nice. So everything stays on track.
Exactly. The Total Solutions Advantage. Get started for just $60 a month for 12 months when you add wireless connect to a qualifying internet package. No one does business like Comcast Business.
Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year agreement, paperless billing, and automatic payments with bank account required. $60 offer requires 300 meg internet, security edge, and additional qualifying service. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
The Red Sox just did the thing every fan dreams about. They changed the question. A few weeks ago, it was, who are they selling? Now it's, who should they add? Bradfo here. That's what happens when you stop talking about a turnaround and start stacking wins. I know a little bit about changing the question. 8 years ago, mine was, can I actually lose 50 pounds with a Awaken 180? I did. Now the question is, how have I kept those 50 pounds off for 8 years? Not by white-knuckling dry salads or pretending every day went perfectly. When life got messy or a few pounds tried creeping back, I had a place to go. People who knew my history and a plan that changed before a small slump became a full rebuild. That's free support for life. You don't have to start over. You make an adjustment and keep playing. Search Awaken 180 on your phone and simply tap to call. Awaken180weightloss.com, the official weight loss program of the Boston Red Sox.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Take Boston sports with you wherever you go. Download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Welcome back to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Christian Arcand here with you live in our Ford Clubhouse Fenway studio. Knocking on the door of history tonight. Red Sox with a win will have won 16 consecutive games, a franchise record. And this is a franchise that's been around for 125 years. Before every game, we hear from Red Sox manager Chad Tracy. Chad Tracy on WEEI is brought to you by our New England Ford dealers and employee pricing for all. You pay what we pay. Ford, the official vehicle of Major League Baseball and that dirty water. After winning their 15th straight game today in the matinee game of this day-night doubleheader, Chad Tracy spoke to the media, and here that is right now.
Jump on top early there. Yeah, the first inning was tremendous. So, I mean, Jake, we'll start there. He was outstanding. They took good swings. The top of their order has been for most of the series, so there were some spots there that he had to work through, but just a really, really good outing. I mean, at the first 30 pitches, he threw almost every pitch for a strike, so he set the tone, and obviously getting the 4 runs in the first inning, giving him some cushion, let him work with that, with the back end looming was awesome. So it was a great effort.
Did this one feel any different knowing there's an 80-year franchise milestone on the line?
I think they know. Yeah, I mean, the fact that we've reached that, it's a pretty amazing accomplishment. So that being said, we got another game to play, and we got to get ready to go out there and play again.
I think I know the answer to this, but if you allowed yourself, with the time constraints that you have, the opportunity to meander to 1946 and just look at the roster and anything?
I've read some stuff. I know Ted Williams was around back then, and so I know I'm aware of the year and how long it's been, and it's cool. They've accomplished something. They've accomplished something great. So it's awesome. But I don't want to say but we have to turn the page now and go get ready to play another one.
Chad, when you guys come off from the clubhouse, is there a couple extra minutes of?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Between the staff, and we're realizing that the guys are going crazy in the locker room. They always do, but even more emphasis right now with what we're going through. So everybody enjoys it for sure. And then, we'll go back down and give it 15 minutes and start preparing for the next one.
Did you say a little something to the group?
I don't think I need to. No, we've gone through a lot, and they're well aware of what's going on, and don't have to say much right now to get them fired up.
Chad, guys were kind of puttering along there for a bit, not just the 15 in a row, but I think it's 25 out of 20, whatever it is.
Yeah.
What do you kind of attribute this all to?
A lot of things. I mean, even if you do a lot of things right in this game, it's not easy to win that many games. 25, whatever it is, even not counting the streak, it's not easy to do that. But I just think that I've said it a few times this week, just the differences and the things we're doing offensively and creating. We did it again today. They score, we lose one in the sky and it drops in and we get it right back. Things like that, and execution on the offensive side, getting the ball in play with the bases loaded, stringing at-bats together. There's just a vast difference in the quality of the at-bat throughout the lineup from the first inning all the way through the ninth, and that's made a huge difference.
Chad, when you guys were 14 games under 500, there was a lot of noise, obviously. Fans are passionate. Sometimes that shows up in different forms. What's it say about your group that you were able to turn this around, turn the season around, and go on this type of stuff?
Yeah, I just think more than anything, what it says is when we're going through that and we were in that period and where the date was, and with all the noise, and as you're creeping towards the break and the deadline, that it's very easy in those moments to get distracted mentally and just kind of, I don't want to say wave the white flag, but just be like, it's too much to overcome, and they didn't. They just keep going, they keep trying to get better, and they listen, and the coaches bring things to them and they bring things to us, and it was like everybody's mind always, even with the struggles around how do we make it better, and that's been the case since day one. So and they've found a way to make it better.
Did you think a streak like this was possible when you were 14 games under 500?
I thought I said it numerous times. You guys heard me say it. What does it require? It requires us to go on a run. Did I mean 15 wins in a row? No, I didn't think that's not what I was talking about. But I did say with where the American League was at, that a lot of teams have some type of hot streak, and if you can go 10 out of 12 or something like that, you'd look up and be right back in the race. The mindset was that. It still is that, even despite 15. That's great, but the mindset is still on we have to keep playing this way and make the playoffs. So I did think that if we could get it turned, but it was just up against it on we needed to do it then and now, and they did it.
What are you doing pitching wise tonight?
Rivera will start game 2.
Suarez not being activated.
Suarez will not be activated. Yeah, doing a little bit better, but not good enough for us to put him out there yet.
Who will be the 27th?
Gamboa will be the 27th man.
Suarez, is it more the illness or
more the illness? Yeah, more the illness. The combination of that and coming off that, if he's weak, we don't want him out there, and it's just not appropriate yet. So hopefully, very soon after, we'll be able to have him, and we'll just keep checking in on him tomorrow with the off day and see how he's doing.
Chad, with being in the game your whole life, 126 years of this franchise, to be tied for the most consecutive wins, kind of step back a little bit and say it's kind of one of those amazing baseball streaks. How do you look at it from a baseball lifer purpose? Yeah,
I mean, when you hear that, it's the ball. Say it's the most in franchise history, and you're talking about a franchise that's been around for a very long time. So it's an amazing thing. They should, like I said, they should relish in that. That your names are going to be forever etched right at the top of that list for what they've done. So believe me, I know I've kept it pretty low key, but that we don't. That's not lost on us what they've done. But we got to keep going. Not yet. We're gonna see what's going on with Ranger.
Is he ready to pitch him tonight?
It's possible.
Jay's in the last 2 games were pretty unbelievable plays. How much is his defense?
He's been phenomenal. I saw that in Worcester. He's a very rangy player, instinctual player, good first step. Obviously, the play the other night was tremendous. That play today was hard. That ball was hit hard, and he had to. If he comes this way, it's probably going to eat him up. But he understands. He has got a little time to get that ball across the diamond, and just a really good shortstop, good infielder.
Thank
Thank you.
That was Chad Tracy, the manager of the red-hot Boston Red Sox, who won their 15th straight game earlier today, looking to make it 16 here tonight against Lord Baltimore's Orioles. You can watch Red Sox pregame on Twitch. Just follow WEEI. It's brought to you by Subaru of New England. Subaru summer is finally here. Details at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Still to come here on the Mass Mutual pregame show. We got your starting lineups. We got your Subaru of New England scoreboard, and I'm hot. We got your lock of the game. I'm going to try not to jinx them. I'll try my best. We'll have all that for you coming up next here on the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow.
He's in a jam, and the pitching coach is headed out to the mound.
You okay, kid?
Coach, you ever think about your financial future?
Yeah, but not with the bases loaded in a full count.
Fair point.
Plus, there's Mass Mutual.
So, I should look into Mass Mutual?
Absolutely.
Can I borrow your phone? I left mine in my locker.
Yeah, but maybe after the game.
Another fair point, Coach.
Mass Mutual, official partner of the Red Sox. Learn more at massmutual.com.
Remember enjoying those iconic red, white, and blue freezer pops in the summer? Now imagine that flavor reinvented as an energy shot. Introducing the Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shot. A flavor explosion of sweet cherry, zesty lime, and electric blue raspberry that all come blasting together for a seriously refreshing shot. Ignite your taste buds with the flavor of the summer. Get a Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shot today. For more information, visit 5hourenergy.com.
CVS knows where you get your medicine matters. It matters every day and every night. It matters that we're not just in your community, but we're part of it, making sure everyone feels welcomed and rewarded. It matters that we're here for what the doctor prescribed, and also just what the doctor ordered. Welcome to CVS, the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Ratliff, Engineering Director at Nissan. We know some things are important to hear from an expert, not a voice actor. For instance, the Nissan Frontier is not only powerful and fun to drive, but it's durable too. We added the V6 engines. When you need that power in the off-road, it's there. I know, we've tested it a lot. Now get out there and find your Frontier.
Nissan, Consumer Guide's most awarded brand 5 years in a row. Well-qualified buyers get 0% APR on the 2026 Nissan Rogue, Murano, Pathfinder, or Frontier, excluding S-Trim. Consumer Guide is a registered trademark of Publication International Limited, www.consumerguide.com. Example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Frontier S-Trim 1.9% APR for 60 months at $1,748 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary, subject to in-bank credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 9/30/26.
Rev up your rewards at the pump with the Club Citgo app. Join today and enter for the chance to win big with members-only sweepstakes, plus everyday savings that stack automatically. Start with 20 cents off per gallon on your first fill-up and save 25 cents per gallon on your first 4 purchases with Plus Pay. Hit Premier status and unlock even more. So what are you waiting for? Download the Club Citgo app today and you're good to go. Savings good up to 30 gallons only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Hi, it's Will Fleming here, and Boston weather is relentless. The ice, the snow, the summer humidity. Your home's exterior can take a beating. What if your siding was made to stand strong through it all? Hardy Fiber Cement Siding is engineered for our climate. It resists cracking in the freezing cold and won't swell in the summer heat. You get the timeless beauty of wood with lasting protection and low maintenance. Your home deserves the #1 brand of siding in North America. Learn more at jameshardy.com. That's jameshardy.com.
Hey, it's Joe with a scoop on your chance to win free groceries for a year. When our hometown team hits a Grand Slam, you could win. Thanks to Shaw's and Star Market Grand Slam Summer Sweepstakes, I can't win because, I do the commercials. But you could just redeem your grocery reward for points in the 4U app to submit your entries. Want to rack up points faster? Clip the 4X coupon in the 4U app and shop participating products like Coca-Cola, Monster Hood, and KM. Download the app or head to Shaw's or StarMarket.com Grand Slam to get all the details.
Boston sports fans, it's Will Fleming. Summer baseball is in full swing. If you're gathering friends for cookouts or watching the game outside, TimberTech Decking is built for the season. Innovative engineering delivers the beauty of wood without sanding, staining, or splinters. Order free samples or connect with a contractor near you at timbertech.com. TimberTech. Everything wood should be.
The Christian Arcan Show, weekday afternoons starting at 6. Now back to the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Christian Arcan here with you for the Red Sox and the Orioles, the finale of this day-night doubleheader, the finale of this series, and potentially the Red Sox setting a franchise record here with their 16th straight win. It's time for tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Let's meet tonight's players. Leading off for the hometown Red Sox will be Anthony Siegler, who got the day off in the matinee game. Ceddanne Rafaela will bat second and play center. He'll be followed by Wilyer Abreu in right. Wilson Contreras, as usual, your cleanup hitter at first. Masa Yoshida, who led off in the day game, will bat fifth in DH. He'll be followed by the white-hot Caleb Durbin at third. Jarren Duran, who had a big RBI triple in the first inning to open the scoring there and blow this one open earlier today. He'll be in left field batting seventh. Batting eighth is the shortstop, Andrew Monasterio. And your number 9 hitter is the catcher, Carlos Narvaez, who will be doing the catching for the starter, the lefty, Eduardo Rivera. For the Orioles, leading off in left field is Taylor Ward, followed by the first baseman, Pete Alonso. Gunnar Henderson is your number 3 hitter and shortstop, followed by the cleanup man, Tyler O'Neill in right. Christian Encarnacion Strand, who has been a menace, even though he just got called up only a couple of games ago. This is his third game earlier today. He'll be batting fifth and playing third base. Dylan Beavers is your center fielder and number 6 hitter, followed by Jonathan Rodriguez, the DH. Jackson Holliday, your second baseman and number 8 hitter, batting ninth and doing the catching is Chadwick Trump of the Trump administration, catching for Kyle Bradish, the starter for Baltimore. Time now for a grab and go, presented by the Bees Knees Benefits app. Here's Bradfo.
It's time for the grab and go. A quick look at the biggest Red Sox storylines of the day. Here's Rob Bradford.
We're grabbing and going once again. Red Sox getting ready to make history. In case you didn't know, they've won 15 in a row, going for 16 in a row. That would be a franchise record, beating the 1946 Red Sox, in case anybody's wondering. Ted Williams obviously played for that team. They're going to be relying on Eduardo Rivera as the opener with Ranger Suarez not quite ready to go. Not so much the hamstring injury, but more so just a sickness. Wanted to give him a couple extra days, and with his sickness, didn't want to put him in a bad spot. So you also have Alec Gamboa being called up as the 27th man. Crazy times at Fenway, complete turnaround. And one underrated thing about the turnaround, which, by the way, this turnaround now not only 15 in a row, but 20-2 in the last 22 games. But they've won 10 straight against the American League East, which they could not beat American League East teams before. But now they won 10 straight, including against this Orioles team, a couple in a row, against a team that won 7 in a row. So vibes are high, getting ready for history. Electricity here at Fenway Park. That's what's grabbing and going.
Vibes high indeed, Bradfo, with the Bradfo Grab and Goes presented by the Bees Knees Benefits app. Make it part of every game day and get 50 cents off per gallon on your first fill-up or $5 off in-store. Download the Bees Knees Benefits app today and start saving. Terms apply. Time now for the Subaru of New England scoreboard. Subaru summer is finally here. Details at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Some finals to tell you about, like the Yankees, who lost the first game of their doubleheader today, 5-3 to the Pirates. Nick and Jacob Gonzalez with back-to-back home runs in this one for Pittsburgh. The Royals topped the Giants 5-4. Sal Perez's 317th home run, tying the Kansas City franchise record. A 4-3 win for the Brewers over the Mets today. Joey Ortiz, 3 for 3, was a home run away from the cycle. Nationals blanked the Rockies 8-0 in Denver. The Diamondbacks all over the A's, 15-5. Reds scored a 5-3 win over the Mariners, thanks in part to Sal Stewart and his 3-run home run. That's important for the Red Sox there. The Mariners losing. The Cardinals scored a 1-0 win over the Angels. 6 scoreless innings from old friend Hunter Dobbins. Some games in progress to tell you about. Dodgers and Phillies scoreless in the bottom of the first inning in Philadelphia. Twins up 1-0 over the Guardians. That game in the bottom of the first inning. Still to come here tonight, the Rays and the Blue Jays get underway in about 15 minutes in Toronto. Griffin Jax and and Braden Fisher will be the starters. Jack's coming off his worst outing of the season, where he allowed 7 runs at Fenway against the Red Sox last Friday. Padres and the Braves getting underway at 7:15. Michael King and Martin Perez will be the starting pitchers. Xander Bogaerts dropped to 8th in the Padres lineup on Tuesday. That's the lowest he's been in a lineup since 2015. The Rangers hosting the White Sox at 8:05. Anthony Kay and Tyler Alexander will be the starters. Kyle Teal, former Red Sox, got some bad news today. Going to miss 6 to 12 weeks with a high ankle sprain. 8:10 start time in Chicago for the Tigers and the Cubs. Kiter Montero and Colin Ray are starters. Pete Crow Armstrong, the first player in baseball to reach 20 home runs and 20 steals this season, now leads the majors in FWAR, and the Marlins and the Astros get underway at 8:10 in Houston. Sandy Alcantara and Peter Lambert, the starters there. Your lock of the game presented by Interlock Metal Roofing. Visit interlockroofing.com. Never re-roof again. I'm very superstitious, so I'm not going to bet on or against the Red Sox. I'm going to bet the over. It's 9 runs. I'm taking the over. Go ahead and take it yourself. And there you go. You've been listening to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. Here we go. Hang tight. Red Sox in action. Knocking on the door of history next. Right here on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
You've been listening to the Mass Mutual Red Sox pregame show. Mass Mutual. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. The Red Sox are coming up next on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
Meineke's highly skilled and certified technicians always treat your car like it's their own. With over 50 years of experience, Meineke will diagnose and fix any issue with precision and care using the best state-of-the-art equipment. You can always depend on Meineke to do the job right and get you back on the road in no time. Save time and schedule an appointment now. Visit Meineke.com today. Trust your key with Meineke. Meineke, doing car care right.
Hey, it's Greg, and some of my favorite nights have great music, great vibes, and of course, Keno. The Mass State Lottery supports your favorite sports pubs, restaurants, and the community one Keno game at a time. So grab your friends, fill out that bet slip, and snag a seat to watch your numbers pop while cheering on the hometown team. With Keno, every night is a home run. Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly.
Summertime is on-the-go time, and Shaws and Star Market can help. As your favorite neighborhood supermarket, there's one nearby for a quick shopping trip. Or place a pickup or delivery order right from your phone and let us shop for you. It's the fastest way to get fresh groceries. No membership required. Download the Shaws app today. Right now, save $30 off your first online order over $75. Use promo code SAVE30 at checkout. Restrictions apply. For details, visit shaws.com.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have a health reminder from the CDC.
Pneumococcal vaccination is recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, dollar small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. A la carte only, not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
When you own your own business, you own every decision.
Catch the red eye or take the 6 a.m.
Make a new hire or promote internally.
Celebrate a win with a toast at the gate or unwind at the lounge. Big props to this team.
Some decisions are a win-win, like earning 8 times points on Chase Travel. Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business, the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
You're listening to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app. This is Red Sox baseball.
Can you believe it?
On the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
It is gone! Say down! Say good night! Swing and a miss, strike three, it's over! And the Red Sox win! Jump on his back, fellas, the Red Sox win!
The Red Sox on WEEI are brought to you by Shaws and Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network. Citgo. Download the Club Citgo app now and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Subaru of New England. Don't miss the Subaru of New England A Lot to Love event.
23-year-old Clay Buchholz has no-hit the Baltimore Orioles.
Nissan. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com. Arbella. Here for good. Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Ford Trucks, official truck of the Boston Red Sox.
Tech and A-Rod are having words, and now they're in a fight.
Sponsored by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. 110 Grill. Visit any of their 33 locations all throughout New England. McFarland Energy, the region's most dependable provider of home heating oil delivery, as well as expert HVAC services.
Way back by the wall! Off the wall, the Red Sox win!
Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers, Boston's go-to injury attorney for over 30 years. TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. Dig Safe. Click digsafe.com or call 811 before you dig.
Way back! Grand Slam!
Interlock Metal Roofing. Visit NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com and never re-roof again. North Shore Adult Diapers. For even the heaviest control problems, visit NorthShore.com. Veterinary Emergency Group. Sponsored by Veg. ER for Pets. The official emergency veterinarian group of Red Sox Radio.
Two-run homer!
By VisitMaine.com. Now, with all the play-by-play action, here's Will Fleming, Sean McDonough, and Lenny DiNardo.
Good evening and welcome to Fenway Park, the place to be in all of Major League Baseball, where tonight the Boston Red Sox, who've been around since 1901, have a chance to do something that they have not done in the entire history of this storied franchise, and that is win 16 games in a row. They play the Baltimore Orioles in the finale of this 3-game series. They get a chance to sweep this series. It would be their 5th consecutive sweep, and it would secure 16 consecutive wins. The Red Sox were hoping that Ranger Suarez would be available for this game, but still a little bit under the weather, so they'll hand the baseball to Eduardo Rivera, and then